the seeds of the flowers that we stole.
I don't know about a lot, but I made some.
Sorry. Enough to get attacked.
Touche, sir. Touche.
Hell yeah. And then Cody, this I'll just show everyone just to remember, like, this is the monolith that so the little standing stone with a little rib cage where the travel bubble was found, and the burial site of Tariad, bringer of death.
And also the runes are in Proto-Elvish, and nobody can read them.
You like, if you speak Elvish, you can gain a like a base kind of understanding of it. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just not like a one-to-one translation, right?
Yeah.
It makes it, yeah, it makes it difficult to understand it.
Oh, I love that you just said it's a dead green dragon. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah, excellent. Go ahead, give yourself inspiration, sir. And Doug, answer to your question. It's they similar in nature, right? Recognizable.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool, excellent. It is currently like 6:50 in the evening, right? It's like early evening currently. You all have just discovered that item, the travel bubble. It is the 15th of chess. And although, and to add clarification, like, you can see the Crooked Hills, but you are yet to be like within them. You can just see based on sight lines, the hills up ahead of you. And of course, going, surrounding Karakara are the hills. So just to add some clarification, you are not in them yet. So it is a early evening. You have just discovered that item. What are you guys doing?
Want to set up camp here? Or are we going to keep going?
You said early evening?
Yeah, I mean, I know I pulled us off the road. Well,
No, we
path?
found something great.
No, whatever.
Trail. Let's go with trail.
I pulled us off where we were going. So
I mean, yeah, we could, peacefully chill here.
Oh. What? What did you say that bubble does again?
Well, let's see here. It is completely immune to all of the damage.
Wonderful.
Almost
Pop it
all.
open.
I mean,
it only does it once.
we only get it once.
Great. So it'll
And
be
if
one
we
night
use it-
where we know we're not attacked.
That is
Uh,
true.
well,
Yes, that's true. However, I vote that we save it for a more like in the moment kind of thing. And then we could use it to just GTFO.
I mean, yeah, we should probably use it when we're like real fucked up.
Rainier and I almost died.
I mean, like, he didn't though.
He has a point.
Now imagine he was like almost dead, and then we were like running, and like some of you big folks went down and we couldn't carry you.
Yes. That kind
I'd just be dragging you.
yeah.
Very well then. Should we set up watches, or are we going to continue on?
We set up watches, camp here, make sure we get locked down before anything.
Cool. It's like you're not in a full forest. You're like in a little forested patch here.
Mhm.
Do you want to like camp in the rib cage of this dead dragon?
That's what I was asking.
Man, I feel like it'd be a good, a good vibe. Why not?
It feels blasphemous, but I'm down for it.
We're appreciating the land.
Well, I
he
mean, this
gives.
isn't the grave so much as like the memorial of his defeat. So, like,
It depends on your outlook. What side are you looking at it from? Then it changes.
I mean,
Before we set up shifts, I would like to use speak with animals to find like a little like squirrel rabbit thing somewhere nearby to see if there's any crazy animal or beast that we should worry about because of this.
That is a amazing idea. Yes, there are plenty of little critters around. As you cast speak with animals, and you all watch Laylis begin like making like kind of chittering noises at like a little squirrel that's eating like a little seed pod on this branch nearby. And the squirrel like stops what it's doing and looks at you. The head kind of twitches a little bit. His little nose going, in and out, breathing heavily. It starts making chittering noises back at Layla's. Um, and Layla's, this creature, this little squirrel, looks at you and says, "Hello."
Hello, how are you? How's your wonderful little forest?
Hmm, it's nice here. I have seeds.
So, with love that you have seeds, can I help with that in return for some information?
You have food?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I'll take like a handful of like berries out of like the bunch that I scavenged like the other day. And I'm like, I have all of these. You could have
Uh,
like
you see it drop its seed and like rush to the edge of the branch that kind of like bows a little bit up and down. Its tail kind of fluffing and steadying itself. It's looking like very excitedly at your bunch of berries. And it looks at you, um, and like, the whole group of everyone here, and looks at you and says,
You, um, you know, eat me?
no, no, no. I just need to know if we sleep here, are we in danger of any kind of animal to just attack us? Is there a beast or animal we should know about? And then
um,
you can have all of these berries.
amazing. Well, I'm gonna roll to see what this squirrel knows. Okay. um, the squirrel says,
Well, there's foxes nearby, and occasionally some larger dog-like things come. Woof. And
Okay.
um, the very big comes, but not often. Haven't seen in a long time.
When was long time?
Mm, more than 2 sons?
Okay.
Just so you know, like it's a squirrel, so like time is like weird for like time is its scale of time again is gonna be different. They're also like these are animals; they're not super intelligent.
Yes.
So like 2 days could be a very very long time, right?
Yes. Okay. And then you know what? To try to persuade the squirrel a little bit more, I'll take the other like like another handful of berries. It's like, I don't know, 20 in total. I'm like, you can have all of these if you can somewhat tell me what this animal looks like, and then I could take it from there.
Mm, always hide.
Fair enough. You know what? Not even gonna take anything away from that. That is completely fair. Got it. And then, just because that's so honest, I'm just gonna give him all the berries. Like set them at
Uh,
like the base of the tree, or ask him where he wants me to set them so he can get them.
Yeah, hell yeah. He says down by the tree. You you um you hear him make like it's almost like a whistle noise, and you see a couple other like squirrels like pop their heads out from the tree, and everyone sees these squirrels like corkscrew down the tree, gather up all these berries that Laylis has been collecting, and like bring them back up into the tree. And this little squirrel says to you, he says,
You didn't eat and gave berry. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Thank you. At least we know now what to somewhat be aware of. Not sure what it looks like, but it's bigger than the wolf, and that's all I care about.
Very big. Ground shake.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
and it skitters away to join its little squirrel friends in this berry bonanza that they've been given.
Alright, you guys. Well, um, just so you're aware, there are foxes, squirrels like we just saw. Also, he's really nice. Didn't catch his name, but he's so happy right now. There's foxes, some wolves, dog-looking things, and then apparently they haven't seen it in a while, but there's a big beast that shakes the ground when it shows up. It scares everything else. It's all he knows because he hides.
Smart squirrel.
That
Okay.
so it's like a bear.
It could be. It really could be, but I
Or a
don't
bigger
know.
bear.
Neither does he. So I think tonight we could be on watch. He said it hasn't been a while. In his time, he said 2 suns. So, that could be anywhere from like 2 days to like 2 years. We never know.
Right, so we should definitely pop that bubble, is what I'm hearing.
I don't think we'll
Oh.
be all right.
I think we can save it, and if we see it appear and we decide that we're not going to fight it and we can't beat it, then we pop bubble. Unless we can't get away. Well, unless we get away.
I mean, I know we had a close call recently, and we've had some close calls, but I mean, I'll be entirely honest. Fighting one big thing versus a bunch of smaller things is much easier.
It's true.
My
This is true.
experience.
I like this. Yes. Oh, and then before Speaking with Animals runs out, uh, just because they're sort of older, like 2 days old, I'll give the other bunch of berries. I have like 10 left, and I'll set those at the base of the tree and
Hell
make
yeah.
little like make little noises for it.
Hell yeah. They eagerly gather up the berries, these squirrels, and you see these, they start like they spread themselves around the trees nearby. You see, make an animal handling check for me as well. Make it with advantage.
Yes, thank you. 18.
18. Okay, cool. You see, they spread themselves out like among the canopy here, and like they start like making a little like perimeter neighborhood watch for you.
Nice. I'm like, guys, I think we have a little watch to help us through the night. I'm just gonna go start setting up my little bed area. And in Squirrel, just whisper thank you.
I don't know
hell
why,
yeah.
but that actually does reassure me.
I guess.
I mean, most animals got better hearing or, vibration sense. If it's big and scares them off, then they might know it before we could see it.
True.
Is they gonna come down and like chitter?
They might, or they might scream. And
Wait,
squirrel.
what?
They might scream and squirrel to let
I
us
mean,
know
ain't
they're out.
squirrel screaming just like
That's a good question. I really don't know. But I think we could tell the difference between fear and happiness.
right?
Oh, and then I will give because he needs to eat, I will give Basar like 2 days worth of rations so he does not eat the little squirrels, and I'll tell him to not eat the little squirrels.
He is disappointed with that fact.
I get it. You can eat the we can go hunting after today. When we leave here, we'll go hunting again. Just not these squirrels.
It is all right, Father. They are merely appetizer.
Oh, okay. Well, if anything happens, we'll find you a big snack. And that's it for me right now. I'm just gonna go get settled in.
Okay. Preparations to make camp here begin. Are you guys gonna have a campfire and cook food and everything like that tonight?
Yeah, it's drier today.
Cool. um, you all have through each of your different abilities on how to craft and flavor cuisine. You all have a really nice dinner this evening. As you have actually the whole time you've been traveling, it's like significantly better than your times with the caravan. As each of you, applies different techniques and different recipes and different spices and flavors to the meals that you have been making. Um, do you guys want to set up watches for the evening or trust in the squirrel network?
Trust in the squirrel network. Oh boy.
I trust the Squirrel Network fully, but I also think it'd be easier for the Squirrel Network if one of us were still awake in the event that they had to get did something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the first one. Well, no, like for the first watch, I'll do like a long rest, but meditate for 4 hours, and then get up throughout that. After that, and I'll stay up with the squirrels.
Sure.
Also,
Is there
before
anything?
yes,
Is there anything anybody wants to get up to this evening?
I did actually. I would like, while everybody else is getting settled in, me and Basar to do like a perimeter check, but just more looking for more indicators of something. Just seeing what might be around, as in like dens, if there are any fresh tracks from anything else, or so forth.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make a survival check. I will say because you are in. Hold on, let me also. Let me look at this feature to make sure I know what I do. Okay. Okay, I'll say because you're in a small forest, but still a forest, so you can roll with advantage. So roll one more time. Okay, 20 total. Excellent. Cool. You find within here, yeah, on the outskirts in this area, like you see clear signs of some like fox dens and that sort of thing. You see trail marks of larger animals just like that just come through this area, right? So nothing is like out of the ordinary of like kind of what is supposed to be here. On a 20, you do find like on the south side of this little forested area here, which is like several hundred feet across. You do find uh, long, like a very very old trail marks that a normal person would never have noticed this, but you have sharp enough senses in a forest and have such familiarity that you're able to push back some of the laid down brush here, and then you see there are very old track marks of a very large creature, a creature that would be um, weighing several tons minimum, clearly walking on like two legs, bipedal in nature, but like big claws that like dig into the ground a bit.
I'm sorry.
But they are, they're old, very old.
Okay, okay. Uh,
Make
yeah,
a nature check for me as well.
nice.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
we're just
little bit-
looking at the feature again to see if this is actually falling into. You know what? You can roll with advantage for this one as well.
One more time. Oh,
Huh.
the 8 was there. Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
With an 8, you're not sure what this thing is.
That is completely fair. And to be honest, I don't know if I want to find out. Uh, I'm just like in amazement, just staring at like this very old this track that I found. I just look at Basar and I'm like, we need to go. We need
Yeah.
to go. And
Yeah. You can,
being
if you laid down, the foot is still bigger than you.
oh yeah. I look at him and I'm like, we're running straight back to the camp as fast as possible. And I get back and I'm just like, Rainier, Rainier, Rainier.
Yep. Yes, Legolas.
You are you've hunted creatures before, correct?
Um.
Or is it just people?
Oh, oh my God. No. It's my battalion was directed for monster hunting. Yes.
Okay, and I need you to come with me, just because I don't know how to explain it. And I just want to take Rainier back to the trail mark that I found, and just
Okay.
be like, look at this, look at this. And I lean
Holy
it,
goddamn
and
shit.
I'm like, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. This is a footprint.
Okay, so I actually am not trained in nature, but and also my thing, Hunter's Bane, I don't think it gives me advantage on checks to get for monsters. But I mean, I would be willing to look at this and try to guess what it is.
Yeah, if you want to do a nature check to see if you've like come across it or have if you can identify it, yeah. You're also like, as he's describing, like you see it and everything, like you realize that you never would have noticed this as well. Like it's a testament to Lelis's abilities that he's pointing out to you all these features that to you are invisible at first.
I would like to use inspiration for this.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
Whoa!
19. Okay. You run through your mind And while not your speciality, there are some creatures that, when you hear about, are just so so wild that they kind of stick in your mind. And you you recall a story of a detachment that was sent out, a battalion in the detachment of the militia that was sent out, um, into the wilds, and they were going after, one person or another, and only one of these soldiers made it back heavily injured. And what they described to everyone, terror doesn't even begin to come kind of close to it. It is a this creature is coming because the ground begins to rumble, and the way he described it is, at first they thought what was approaching was a far off like earthquake, and then suddenly this thing broke through a tree line. It is like a whole man fits into its mouth. It walks in on two legs, huge back hind legs, and these almost like fin like appendages for front arms. Um, our equivalent is like it's almost T Rex ish, right? Long tail, except this thing has like colorful stripes, almost like a tiger, running across it, and these long fins that come out along the edges of its mouth and head running down its neck. Towering in height, as tall as a building. Like it was swallowing people whole. Uh, they didn't know what to call it, so that it was named by this soldier. They just named it after him. It is a Juraskar. Can I? Okay, there. Okay, that one.
Oof.
Juraskar. Fast, deadly. If you if you hear the trembling, the rumbling, it's probably already too late.
Okay. Would there have been an account of like the territory that this monster roamed in? Like, would I believe it'd be possible for us if we like hauled ass to get out of its stomping grounds?
Yeah, like if you moved quickly, yeah. I mean, it's like where it was known to be was not in the like where it was found was towards the west of Bastion, like on the way to the Mistmire Bog, so like kind of around here-ish. Um, but uh, uh, like a creature of that size, because like not much is known about this thing, right?
Uh-huh.
A creature of the size, right, would have an extremely wide hunting area. So it either traveled through here or does come through. I mean, the squirrel indicated that it has come through here at least.
Okay. I kind of do that thing where like I don't take my eyes off of this track and then like tap the back of my hand against Laylis's chest. We've gotta go.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we do.
And on the way back, I'll tell him the story of the one survivor from uh from a battalion that from the militia that barely survived. Um, uh, he says, "I never laid eyes on the thing myself. Only met the guy, but that's we can't stay around here if that thing is even within a mile. Um, if we hear it coming, we're dead."
Fair. However, like we previously discussed, because I don't think getting back here and freaking out the whole group would be good. We could, this is just a suggestion, rest through the night. The squirrels are watching, everybody's watching, and as we all said, if there is a moment where we just need to GTFO, we could just pop the bubble and dip.
You're right, but I mean, I would feel much more comfortable if we just pushed through the night, made it somewhere farther out. Um,
Fair enough.
I mean, you're right, that bubble is good, but I mean, if we cannot outrun that thing.
I just want to like to Rainier, I just want to throw out a fact of like, yes, however, with the bubble we can fly.
You are correct.
But I understand your point.
Yeah. When we make it back to camp, Rainier does not mince any words about indicating that he would very much prefer, even as not well as he's doing, that we just press on and get out of this thing's territory.
Question. You've seen this one footprint, yes?
Yeah, Legolas found it.
Yeah. How do we know what its territory is?
We don't. We just keep going.
Great, pop the bubble.
I mean,
I'd rather save the bubble for when we see this creature. I should say if, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't want to see I don't want to see it.
what
is
if
the
we like
thing.
slept up in a tree?
It's very big, Merv.
I don't think
Well,
it's gonna slip in a tree. The tree's gonna move out of its way.
I may just knock the tree over.
That too.
But if it knocked the tree over, then it probably wouldn't step on us.
I don't want to test that theory.
But like, what is it?
I mean, they named it
It's
after the guy who survived the
It's
encounter
got-
with it.
Two legs?
2 legs, smaller arms, fins, stripes, and
Oh, it's like
8-foot-long feet.
Okay,
Oh,
is
it's
it
like
here
a-
right now?
it's like a big lizard.
If it's not here, can you discuss our impending death over there, please?
What if it's like it's a big 2-foot lizard? It's like a chicken.
Listen, the thing is it doesn't matter. We either are committing to staying here, and if we hear it coming, we use the bubble, or we leave now, because we don't have a third option.
Right. I
We
think
if we
absolutely
hear it-
do have a third option. The third option is to pop the bubble, everyone get in it, fly our asses to Karakara. We'll be there by morning. Look, this traveling through the woods was quaint and it was entertaining, but it's getting rather old.
let's go ahead and just like maybe start jogging. And if we see the big chicken, the Karakara chicken, and then we pop that bubble and we shoot you on over there.
Okay, that works for me. I can do that. I vote yes.
That bubble feels like an emergency. You know, I'm just gonna start. How about we start talking while we jog? How about we'll just. Merv starts jogging in place. Just a little. We start talking while we're jogging. Maybe like
Pack up your tent, Merv.
right. Just spindles it and shoves it in the bag.
You all, it takes time to break down camp, right? You guys had your full meal and everything, so camp is broken down, repacked, and you all begin quickly heading east once more.
Question, real quick.
Mhm.
When does Speak with Animals come back? Because it's set for like an at-will ability for me, but it has a charge on it. But it doesn't say like it comes back with a long rest or anything.
Right, it doesn't. That's a spell like anything else.
If
So,
you have a
like-
spell slot, you can cast it. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till tomorrow when you have a spell slot again.
Right.
Okay. So before we leave, then, because the
If,
scroll
if
will
it's
help.
the ranger alternate feature, I think he also gets a free casting every day. I don't know
That's
if
what I'm
it's that
confused by.
level
It's
yet.
not in my like spell area. It's in my at will area, so it doesn't take a spell slot.
Right. So you get you cast them once for
Yes.
free, and then you cast it again using the spell slots.
Okay, great. Yes, I will do that as much as I need this last spell. I will do that for the squirrel to tell them thank you, but they should probably leave too because I found the tracks, and all power to them. But we are leaving. They were nice to us, so I want to give them a heads up.
Amazing. You see, they a couple of the squirrels climb down the tree, like hop onto you, and like hand you a few berries as thank you.
Thank you.
And they hop back onto their trees. You see that they just go inside their tree and hide.
Okay, works. It works. And then I run for the group.
Okay, you all begin hauling ass out of this place. It's roughly about 8 o'clock at this point. So the sun is down. It's early evening. Sorry, it's full evening. How long do you guys go?
Looking at one of these footprints, like as we're running, could I try to guess with a nature check what the effective range of a predator that big would be? Like extrapolating from like a wolf or like a big swamp lizard.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. I'll say that Merv wants to swing south. It's going to be a bit. It's a 15-minute detour to go look at the actual tracks themselves.
Never mind. Keep going. Describe to me how big that footprint is.
I
With
lay
your
in it, and
hands.
it's bigger than me.
Can I do like a
Yeah.
nature check with disadvantage on that?
Sure, sure. Okay.
It's a big chicken.
Right, a creature this
Well, it's like a-
large, right? Like its territory is, I mean, you're talking in the like potentially hundreds of miles if there's no
Yeah.
other apex predators
Mm-hmm.
to challenge it, right? So like out here in the wilds, there's all sorts of insane shit. So like, you without finding out more about this creature or like trying to follow its tracks, right? Like the best estimate you have is very big, very big.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
But it also could be a few dozen miles, right? So
We find it, and it's just the biggest chicken animal we ever seen.
Can I?
dire chicken.
I'll run it. Can I do a just standard nature check on like two-legged things like that? That's not a super common.
I would say no, not
Okay.
not. You don't have the context in
Yeah.
order to make it right.
That's true. Like, there's not much that's two-legged. Like in general.
I think
Wow.
the information that Rainier shares is like the story that he was told, and also like understanding the guy probably exaggerated a little bit, but also he was the only guy who survived.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to mess around with.
It's a big heron.
How much?
Sorry.
Yo, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, Rainier, not challenging you, but I might be, contesting the said person who said this story way back when, however. But what do you think there could have been the off chance while we're full speed, like not full speed running, but while we're running, like the off chance that when that like detachment got attacked, that big creature just so happened to show up? Or do you think somebody could be using said big creature because it's not seen as often?
It's like a pet,
Possibly,
like your fucked up lizard,
yes. He's a good
like a
lizard,
bigger fucked up lizard.
but like
That's kind
you
of
would
rude, Murph.
you would think that
I mean, he's a good fucked up lizard.
yes, you would think that there would be a more open story about this, especially if it's near Bastion. But just nobody knows of this. I feel like it's being controlled.
I mean, you might be right. I mean, it's the Bastion militia, even in my time there, spent a lot of time going after specific individuals who were trying to manipulate the landscape. I mean, um and most of us died to the things that they were controlling. Like that's what happens. So I mean, I think that's a good guess. But I also don't think I want to get through the Juriscar to find whoever might be controlling it just right now.
Is fair. All I suggest is if we ever come across of it, we do some hunting for said if there could be person.
It's a very intelligent and astute intuition.
That's all. That's all I got.
All right. How long do you guys go for?
All night, baby.
You guys want to run until the morning?
long.
I'm happy to roll a con save for exhaustion.
Because
I
we did
will-
so well the
Wait,
first
Are you
time.
are you
Wait.
also happy to roll a con save for Cal's whining?
I think we all had. I think we saw that coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. You're telling me this thing could range hundreds of miles and we're running because we want to push through its territory tonight?
We don't know
I
how
mean-
big it is.
So that's the funny thing.
Just baby steps.
So we have no fucking clue of anything except that it
Right.
exists.
Correct.
And it was headed south. We're headed the opposite way.
Why did I not get any sleep?
Right.
You listen to the will of the crowd. That's why.
And all you know is that the track you saw, it was heading south. And how old was that track that you saw?
You big.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe the track you saw, it was leaving its home to go out on a hunt, and it could be returning, so it could be heading in the same direction that we're in. We could be running
yes,
further into its territory.
That is true. Sean, can I? What would that be like? Perception on top of like the survival check or the nature check? To see if I could
What is it you want to determine?
to account for based off like my knowledge of tracking. When I saw said footprint and saw how long it had been there, can I do like a roll to see how long it might have been, indented into the ground?
Yes, that was all part of your role already. So that track itself was several weeks old.
That particular one, yeah.
Mhm.
And we don't know where it is. All we know is if we feel the ground shake, it is too late. That's
know
all we
what?
know.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm also
probably too
scared
late.
of? You know what I'm really scared of is the fact of I went searching and I found that, right? But did not find other ones, even leading to that one. What if this thing doesn't walk? It got wings.
I think I would have heard if the giant creature had wings. I think we would know that.
It
Sounds like something that would not have been glossed over in any tall tale.
Then how big is the foot, like the length? Because I didn't find any other tracks.
I mean, it could be just like that was the only one that you saw because that was like the only one in a clearing that hadn't been like washed by rain or something, you know.
That could be, but I'm gonna stick with the theory it has wings, and I'm gonna stick to that. Yes, it is still on.
I know. Okay. I heard you all were running through the night into the morning. That is the only group decision that has come out that had a majority decision behind it. You all press eastward towards Karakara, leaving behind you the elven standing stone, the rib cage of a green dragon, and the potential hunting zone of another large predator.
It might as well
Um,
just be gigantic at this point.
the morning the morning sun rises. The fog that's been building through the evening begins to burn away in the morning sun. I'll need everybody to roll constitution saving throws against exhaustion from marching all through the evening.
You're so good at con saves, guys.
Yes.
I would rather burn a low roll on an exhaustion level.
I need to refresh because Foundry is not responding.
Oh shit! Hey, when was the? Oh fuck!
All nighters is nothing. Fucking take that in my sleep.
I love it.
Don't worry, I'll make y'all some coffee in the morning. We ride as rain.
We can take like a little power
when-
nap.
When was the last time we had a long rest?
That would have been on the 14th of chess, the previous day.
Right before we got attacked by the flower cat things.
Okay, we did
just
go.
wrapped up our long rest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't think you still have exhaustion from your.
Well, I do
previous-
now.
Yeah. Now I won't be a hard ass and hit you for every hour past 8 hours of forced marching, but the DC is high to beat this. Okay.
Cool.
The group is
Love to see
being
it.
led by
Yeah.
Yes.
Dom, Merv, and Ember. Okay. Everybody has exhaustion except for Merv.
Hell yeah. He just
Wait.
fucking power through that shit.
Way to
It's
go,
nothing.
Merv.
Yeah. That's
You want to sniff out of this bottle? It'll help.
no, I have 0 spell slots left,
Same.
by the way.
Yeah, I have
Mm.
one.
While
Without
we're
that long rest, I'm not getting those back.
while we're like
I think.
trudging
sorry.
through, can I do like a perception check to see if I spot like a little shack or something?
You can. You can do it at disadvantage as you are marching quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't. Where you are currently, you don't see any shacks, but you do see in the distance. You are approaching. Like you actually can see. Sorry. You don't see any shacks, but you can see like in a few hours you're going to approach the edge of like farmland. Like there is fields extending out into the distance, and you can see like little. It almost looks like people standing in the fields, or maybe like trees every now and then in the fields.
Oh, that's so great. I'm like, you guys, do you see this? Do you see this?
Yeah, from where you are now in the morning, it's the morning of the 16th. You're about like another 2 hours before you hit like farmland.
Guys, we could try to see if they'll let us sleep there.
Yeah. I know it sounds stupid, but I think I actually might be able to help us with that.
Sure, fuck it.
guess we just push towards the farmlands.
Okay. Another 2 hours go past. It's about 8 a.m. right now. You're approaching wheat fields that are just like extending as far as you can see right now. Um, do you want to, as you approach the edge of these fields, right? Do you want to cut through them, or do you want to like go north or south to try to go like down and around them?
I think it's rude to go through someone's field.
Yeah, especially if we're gonna ask to sleep.
They also it does like these like this is like huge swaths of land. So like it is it like going north or south. You're not sure when it's going to fully end to then start like going more east again, right? So just to give you like this is the choice you're making of like, are you going to spend time to go around, or are you going to cut through?
Actually, I'm gonna ask. Anybody have any like a piece of cloth, a white piece of cloth?
Why?
No reason. Do we happen to have any?
Don't think so.
I mean, sure, but
I would like to put this on like the end of a stick, and just while we walk through these fields to make the path shorter, just wave this back and forth.
Okay, like I mean no harm kind of thing. Does somebody have cloth to do this?
I mean, I only got like dirty rags. I don't think that's gonna work how you want.
That is true. Let's see what I have.
And like pretty little too. You could
Um,
wave
if,
like a blanket maybe.
if it helps, Laylis, I was planning on using a feature that I have that should actually get us some help without trouble, so long as we can flag someone down.
Yeah, that works. We could do that. That works too. Okay, so we could just, push through here. Got it.
Okay. You all begin to push forward through the fields, cutting a swath through these wheat fields, similar to the way you cut through the tall grasses of the plains. Um, uh, Merv, due to your height, it's a little hard for you to see. The wheat is physically tall.
I trust you guys. You got this.
About like 20 minutes in, you begin approaching or are much closer to one of those things that look like a person or maybe like a tree in the middle of one of these fields. And as you approach close, you can see it's like a scarecrow, arms held out, stuffed, thing, a little weird looking face drawn on it, head slightly tilted, and it just sits there as you make your way through.
That looks creepy. But we know we're halfway through here.
I wave to it while we walk by.
As I walk by, I'd like to check its pockets.
What?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. You put your hands in the pockets and you pull them out. You pull out some straw, and then one of them has like a centipede.
I put 5 copper in its pocket.
Hell yeah! You put 5 copper in the pocket, and you see 5 copper like fall out, kind of like trail down, and then hit the ground by its foots.
I chastise him and tell him he should pick it up and walk on.
Amazing. Oh god.
Yeah.
This is y'all's fault. I mean, my poor baby boy had to stay up all night. And without any alcohol
he's
or
loopy.
gambling. Right.
He's
Doing-
He's jonesing.
Right, doing physical exercise all through the night? No.
No.
Builds character.
The flop sweat is real.
As you're making your way through these fields, another 20, 30 minutes goes by. You see a couple more of these scarecrows. This section, you see that there's one to the left, one to the right, kind of held at a different angle. One of them has an actual like farming implement, like roped and tethered to one of their hands to make it look like, more real, like a person. But there are like crows that are just sitting on this one every now and then, like pecking at a little button that's an eye.
Yep,
Shoo 'em away.
Doing a bang up job there, bud.
You shoo them away. There's a as they kind of fly off a little bit, and then they circle around, and as you leave the area, you can see they come and like settle back down on top again. A couple of you have like there's some coughs every now and then from just like debris in the air around here. Ember, you have a pretty harsh cough today. You take a few gulps of your water skin, it seems to quiet down for a little while. Another 20 minutes goes by, and again, you're hitting like another patch of this field. And you can see there's more of these scarecrows. Each one this time has some kind of implement attached to their hands. Little small like sickles, a little scythe, a little what's the pitchfork? That's what it's called. And they have
stick.
like poke and stick. These ones also, there's like a crow sitting on one of the shoulders and just like watches you all as you pass by as well. The faces on these ones are also like real creepy looking. The other ones seem like just kind of like loosely drawn or painted on and faded. These ones, like, it feels like the eyes are looking at you.
I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all. Guys, we should probably hurry through here.
You want to start waving a blanket flag?
Yes, I do. I would like to take like the torch and my blanket and just start waving it while we come through.
Hell yeah. Laylis, you stop to gather together and get your little flag up. As you raise the flag to move it, you noticed two of these scarecrows are closer to you.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. I
we
don't
go.
look. I look at the group and I'm like, we can have two choices. We can run or we can fight. They feel like they got closer and I don't want to do it. I want
I
to
look
take a
at
nap.
Cal.
now do we bubble?
What did we do? It didn't pop the bubble.
I'm feeling pretty froggy, but I can see
They're
Tia
just
kinda.
scarecrows.
What if we
Well,
just
like,
run?
they's moving scarecrows, which means they's magical.
Cal lights a torch.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fire.
Yeah, we
In the field.
don't belong here. They're probably just watching because we are walking through. Isn't that what
Hello?
scarecrows are for?
Scarecrows. We are not here to cause harm.
You just hear your voice carry on the wind.
We are passing through. Would you please kindly take a step back take a hop back, a scooch back.
Yeah, I vote we just run. We just straight run.
Are you we just ran all frickin' night,
Maybe
Laylis.
we get in the bubble. We just sort of have a siesta, huh?
Wait, what happened to the Laylis that was like shooting shit and
Yeah,
bows and
He got spooked.
and now I get what the hell?
He got spooked.
Yep.
Amber,
I
you want some sniff from the sniffing bottle? It'll perk ya.
No, I don't need your sniffing bottle. I need a
Okay.
bed.
All right, you listen here, Scarecrows. Your friend back there is the one with the 5 copper. He can't hold on to it. Go see him, right? And he'll give you your money. Don't come
That's
looking
right.
for us. We've already paid.
That's right. Tell him, Cal.
I would, if it's possible, I want to ask Rainier if I can use his shoulders to like get a viewpoint.
You go climb him.
Yep.
In response, before Rainier's response to that, Cal, you address these scarecrows, and yeah, man, these things are like indignant to you, right? Like it's like they're mocking you.
Oh, you sons of bitches.
Go on, get.
You think that just because I paid your friend, you can extort me. Well, I've got news for you. One step closer, and I light this whole place on fire. And I'll tell you one thing. You'll burn to ash before I do. So back up. Go see your friend if you want to get paid. I told you, there's no more out of me. You got to know how to talk to these people.
Right. Hey, I think you did great.
Did you see that one? That one just winked at me. Like it's some sort of joke.
Maybe it's the people watching.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We had better get out of here right now, or this is going to amount to a brouhaha.
I like that idea.
Yeah, let's keep jogging.
Mm.
Maybe sprinting. Maybe we upgrade to a sprint for a
No.
bit.
I will be strutting, thank you, at a nice leisurely pace.
Right, strut. Strut's fine as long as it's a quick strut.
Ooh.
Can't let
Instead
these
of
fools
getting
think
on-
you're afraid. Because
Instead
we're
of
not
getting on
afraid.
Rainier's shoulders, since we're running now, I would like to use thaumaturgy to make my voice 3 times louder and just scream help.
Well,
Scream help!
sleepless night made Layla's nerve break. It happens to the best of us. You get a bit sleepy, bud. Sometimes it's like that.
Yeah, you hear like the echoing crash of Laylis's voice.
Christ.
Help!
Yep, just gonna keep running,
Yeah,
screaming help.
you feel better?
Nope,
Okay.
nope, just running through the
Now-
fields.
Noted. You're not a person who can function without sleep.
That is
We're
correct.
learning a lot about you.
That is entirely correct.
You kind of just broke your whole nerve, huh?
Laylis has took off running.
I'm running.
Okay. Merv is running. Is everyone else following suit after the two of them?
Nope.
I'll hang back with Ember.
What?
I'm making sure Ember and Cal don't get their teeth kicked in by scarecrows.
I will keep walking, but I have had enough of this nonsense.
I've had enough of this nonsense, but I got a whole other set of nonsense that I would like to attempt. I'm going to veer
Oh,
off,
fuck.
right?
Oh no.
Just
Sure.
enough to try and get slightly out of sight for a second. Because I'm going to use my last spell slot for what is clearly the absolute best strategy in this place, or in this
Oh, no.
circumstance.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
I am going to cast Disguise Self, and I would like to look like one of these scarecrows.
Oh,
my
God.
god.
Hell yeah.
Adam, I love
Yes!
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not ready for that.
All right. I mean, all you have to do to break sightline is just like get down on your hands and knees.
Just tumble and roll.
Right,
Right,
that's
like,
fine.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so you can break sightline. You can cast disguise self to look like one of them. The stealth roll will be to like try to spook someone with it. Right, that's the stealth
Yeah,
roll.
they can-
Can you get to someone and spook them?
No, yeah, I'm not trying to spook anybody, right?
Okay.
Now that I look like one of these scarecrows, I will assume as best I can the position that they have, right? Which actually just occurred to me. This is as dumb as it gets. I don't even know if this is appropriate, but I've got when am I going to be able to use this? I've got the actor feet.
Oh, we're Oh.
And I'm trying to indicate to the other scarecrows that these people are cool. It's okay. You can go back to whatever you were doing.
Okay, well.
Like I'll follow them and make sure they're good, but they're cool. Like they're friends of mine.
Okay.
And I understand like, or at least I think I can't speak. I haven't heard these things speak. So in Cal's mind, if he speaks. Right,
Interpretive dance.
Right, that's gonna break but I'll like with my arms outstretched, I'll give sort of a little shrug or a thumbs up or like come on, they're cool, like, and point back at myself like I'm on it.
Okay, so you look like one of them. You pop up. Are you standing still or are you moving?
They can clearly move. Right? I don't know how or what, right? So I'm going to do the best impression I can of that, which is I'm taking super tiny little steps.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Merv and Laylis, you're booking it. Merv, you're following the cut he's making in the grass, right? The rest of you see a new scarecrow appear, and every now and then moves a little closer to you.
I'm actually not afraid of these at all, so I'm just headed towards the farmhouses.
Yeah, I'm following Rainier.
Okay.
Just because I'm
Dom.
concerned,
Dom.
Yes. Scarecrow.
Give me a hug. Yeah, hug
All
me.
right. Yeah. Why not? And he will very slowly and very awkwardly give the scarecrow a hug.
I look over my shoulder and just sort of shrug, like, come on.
As they separate, I do that like pat on the shoulder kind of deal. Right.
Amazing. As you shared an embrace with each other, your eyes leave these things occasionally during this process, and as you look back to see them, they are slightly closer to you again. Merv and Laylis, as you are like booking, you can see occasionally like one of these scarecrows is like almost in your path suddenly, and you break around it, and then you look back, it's not there. You turn and look, and you can see two more are also like somewhat close to you as you are just running through these fields.
yeah, nope. I'm still next to Merv, right? Like even though I'm faster.
Unless
Yeah,
you
that's
want to
kinda
like
up to
leave,
you.
unless you want to leave him. Yeah.
To help out, since Merv is like the only sane one, I will use my invisibility on Merv.
I mean, I'm doing okay, but I appreciate that.
No, that's fair, but you're also the smallest here, right? So
I'm
you
little.
Could dip, you could dip, and they can't find you,
Right.
unless they could track invisibility.
I mean, they don't got like eyes
As far as we know,
traditionally.
that is true. I mean, I could turn you invisible or not. I could save it.
At some point, we should probably like stop and wait for the rest of them. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even better idea. I look down at Basar. I'm like, Basar,
Father.
buddy, you want to do it? You want to do a trick? You want to do a trick?
she's gonna start throwing him. Just throw him up in the air.
Yeah,
Come
he
on.
nods.
That's all special.
He nods.
As Merv just said, I'm going to throw you in the air, and you tell us if we're close to the edge of this field.
You toss Basar, like you're running. He hops into your arms, and you like toss him up and forward a bit so that like you will come under and catch him again, right?
Yes.
He you toss him up. You re-catch him. And he says, "Yes, keep going straight, Father."
I just look at him in like dismay, and I'm like, I was not clarified. Yes, I know. Keep going straight, but are we close?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Thank you, buddy. And I'll put him down and just keep running. Just
amazing. Okay, you all keep running and like having to juke these scarecrows that are popping up in your path. The rest of you are more calmly walking, and you can see in the distance like these scarecrows like jerkily move every now and then. It's like anytime you blink or look at something differently, they have shifted a bit. Um, Dom and Dom, Dom, oh god, Dom and Cal. They're scarecrows. They're like 5 feet from you. You got 3 of them kind of semicircle close to you.
All right. I mean, Cal's just gonna do his tiny little steps and continue moving forward. Like, "Oh, I got this. You guys can fuck off. It's great. It's all covered."
Amazing. Okay, excellent. You all, some of you break the edge of the field before the others. And when you look ahead, there is a farmhouse and barn, and you can hear the sound of some horses and other animals neighing. You turn around and look, and you can see, Mervyn Laylis, you expect to see like a wall of these scarecrows that have been chasing you, but they appear to be like back where they are, like back where they were randomly in the middle of some of these fields. The rest of you, as you make your way through the field, Dom and Cal, you notice that the you look back and these scarecrows are not as close, and they very slowly begin taking up more of a position that you had seen them originally. The closer and closer you get to the farmhouse. Eventually, you all break through and are looking at someone's farmstead here.
I just fall over and faceplant.
Star begins kind of
I'll go to the
licking you, panting heavily.
Laius has been having a bit of a time.
I think we all have. I'll go knock on a door.
I'm just gonna lay there for a little bit.
Cool. You lay there for a little bit, and Rainier, you go up and knock on there's a large barn that's closest to you, a couple smaller like work sheds, it looks like, and then the actual like 2-story big farmhouse itself.
I think I'm going to start by like peeking into the farmhouse to see if anyone's there, but like I'm trying to find a person first.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna be so mad if this place is just fully populated by only scarecrows.
a scarecrow is top to bottom.
They're on the couch, just chilling.
Oh god. Cool. You look in and you peer through one of the windows, step aside to another window by one of the doors.
I'm
And
not peeking in window. Sorry.
isn't that what you just said? You look through a window?
Well, like into the barn, like you said, that's closest. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like I'm looking for a person. I'm not peeping in on windows.
Okay. I thought I heard you say you're looking through windows.
Sorry.
Cool. You enter into the barn, and you can see there's some horses in this barn here, as well as like stacked hay bales. Nobody in the barn right now.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll make my way to the house.
Okay. You make your way to the house. You step up onto the little porch they have there, and um, as you are like stepping up, the front door opens, and you see a human male, kind of graying brown hair, about roughly shoulder length, kind of like wavy and wild a little bit, dressed in like pure common hempen clothing. Steps out and like is like he didn't know you were there. He steps out surprised to see somebody. You see he like opens the door, takes a step, and go, oh, and then his eyes like run up and down you and like see the weaponry and like see what you are, and you see like his hand is on the door and he's like backing up through the doorway, like one of his hands raised up as like a hey, I don't want any trouble. And he says, "Oh, hold on there, stranger."
I apologize. Good morning, sir. I might my companions and I have just been through the forest. We may have worn ourselves a little, and have been up all night. We're just looking for somewhere that we might be able to stay for a little bit. We'd be happy to even sleep in your barn. Although I know many of my companions are incredibly tired. If there's even an inn around here, public house that we might be able to use, that would be excellent. We're just looking for either directions or accommodations. I'd be willing to pay.
Make a persuasion check.
Do. Oh, at disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
charming.
Yeah. You see him like he's listening to you. He kind of like when you say like others, companions, that sort of thing. He kind of like leans out a bit and looks around, and notices Laylis is face down in the dirt. There's like a crowd of other people around him, and he looks at you, looks at looks at them, looks at Becky and says, "They with you?
They are.
Come through the field?"
Well, we thought about going round, but like I said, we've been running through the night. We're mighty tired.
That one there, he touch on the crows?
I don't actually know. I couldn't tell you.
No, this is just a bit of camouflage.
Well, there you have it.
All right, well, you're lucky you didn't touch none of them. These my guardians of the fields.
Quite effective. They gave a couple of my companions quite the spook.
That's what they're supposed to do. Uh, okay. Look, they know inn or public house or anything around here. We on the outskirts of the hills, right near the river. So ain't much around here other than a couple people foolish enough to try to grow crop out this way. Some of us better than others. Uh, you seem like a honest sort. Y'all gonna be any trouble for me?
I will personally ensure that answer will be no.
What's your name?
Rainier Catterfeld. I'll go out to shake his hand.
His grip on the door loosens a bit, and he steps out and takes your hand, shakes it, and says, "Name's Helman Devois."
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Devoir.
Well, you said you've been running all night?
Well, we happen to have a few incidents on the road. We're trying to get to Caracara, and we're trying to get there quick. And we made some shortcuts that, for the most part, have done us just fine. However, we're just getting tired.
He takes a few steps out, and you see, as you kind of observe the man. He's about 57 or so, human, roughly about like 5'9", about 160 pounds or so. You see a wedding ring, but you don't hear other people around here. You also notice, like almost in like a little bit of a holster on his side, a simple looking wand. And he takes a few steps out, closes the door behind him, and begins walking out towards the center of his property, towards the group as well. Just motions for you to follow along.
Mm-hmm.
He addresses the group of y'all and says, "My name's Helman Dubois. I understand y'all looking for a little accommodation, a little kindness of a stranger. Your friend Rainier here. I don't know if it's a silver tongue or a soft heart, but I'm willing to provide a safe place for y'all, provided that y'all don't make no trouble here on my property."
That sounds reasonable to me. Your scarecrows out there are pretty impressive. Did you magic rustle them up, or did they come that way?
No, that's a personal touch of mine. They only intimidate unless directly threatened. And I was worried about your friend here laying on the ground that maybe he would have attacked one of them. That's a pretty good, convincing getup you have there. And he's addressing the scarecrow. That's with everybody.
Well, thank you. It came in very handy. We were a bit confused by your protectors and the way they were surrounding us, but by donning this, I was able to communicate with them and get them to understand that we meant no harm. They are a bit ill-tempered, but I guess staying out in the field in all sorts of weather will do that to you. Perhaps better rain gear might be nice, they said. They do get a bit damp when it rains and musty, and it takes a while for them to dry out. But other than that, really, as Mo said, quite impressive.
Communicated, you say?
Well, really more giving me the vibe that that's what they intended.
I was unaware I provided them the ability to give a vibe.
Oh, very strong.
I shall have to look into my enchantments. Uh, well, there's plenty of room in the barn. If y'all's looking to bed down, there is room in the house as well. If you prefer more of a bed, there's rooms unused for quite a time. It is just myself out here.
Very kind of you.
I like raise my head. And I'm like, after I sleep, I'll go hunt for food for you, as much as you want.
Oh, that's very kind of you, but it's been a while since I had guests, so food will be on me.
I'll say thank you and just face planting him.
If any of you should like one of the beds, you're welcome to it. I'll just take the barn.
The sentence
Yeah,
isn't
barn.
over before you see a scarecrow walking towards the house.
Yeah, well,
I'm taking the barn with Rainier.
I'll take the barn.
Also in the barn.
I will go in the house.
Okay, so we got okay, Ember's going in the house. Was Cal going in the house?
Cal is going in the house.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't see Cal as a nature person, so any chance for a bed is what I assume.
Okay, others in the barn. Cool. You see that there while there are some like horses here, there's only like 3 in the stalls here in the barn. There's about like 6 empty stalls that just have not been used. They are clean, don't have any like refuse or anything in them. It smells a little bit musty and like animal in here, but there's fresh hay to make a soft hay bed to bunk down in. Um, you could even close the barn doors and it'd be a little dim on the inside as well. Um, uh, there is a well in the center of the property, little bucket to bring water up as needed, if needed. Those of you that go and enter into the home, very common kind of farmhouse. There isn't anything spectacular about this. You see that there's a master bedroom, which is his, and then he has a guest room, and then a smaller room that looked like maybe like it was a children's room at some point. But there's no signs of like anyone else here.
I'll take one of the guest rooms, not one that looks like it was a child's at one point, and just immediately crash.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd do the same.
All right.
I pick up a little barn stall and just face plant, go to sleep.
Okay. One by one, you begin taking your rests. Does anybody not rest? Okay. You each take your rest. Laylis, because you did not do your trance the evening before, you went scouting before doing that. You can take your trance now. Excellent. Okay, cool. It's about like 10 in the morning when you all go to sleep.
I love it.
uh, uh, you find what comfort that you can in this place. Laylis, you are the first to arouse, right? Your trance comes to an end and you become more significantly aware of your surroundings as the sounds and smells around you and light begins to brighten as your trance fades. You can hear some neighing of the horses. um, uh, you have, you still have to like kind of like hang out for a few hours. Like you can't be doing anything extensive, but like, is there anything that you are doing?
Entirely. Um, so I took my chance. So let's say it's probably like what 2 p.m., 3 p.m., something like that.
Yeah, let's say it's about 2 p.m.
Okay. I wasn't like passed out when I was face planted, but I feel like I might have heard him say that he is him here alone.
Hmm.
So I would like to use speak with animals again and ask the horses like, how is it here? Do they get
Oh,
treated well? And why are there like so many empty stalls? If anything was here, maybe if they have remnants of who he used to be here with.
um, you address. There's three horses in here. You address the horses. Um, um,
I give them each a
uh,
berry.
You give them each a berry. Okay, cool. Yeah, they eat it up for sure. And you're from like you have familiarity with horses, right? You know, like how to handle food to them without them biting a finger off or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Amazing. Cool. You see, there's three horses here. One is named Scribbles, one is named Firefly, and one is named Clancy.
Holy
Alright.
shit, those are excellent horse names.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, I love y'all's names. Those are amazing.
Well, thank you, thank you. Uh, these were given to us by the master of the house.
He sounds
Uh,
sophisticated. This sounds like Clancy.
Indeed. um, as far as how it is here, it's quite wonderful, actually. There aren't many of us, but we get taken out to ride occasionally. Some of us have to pull a plow or cart from time to time, but we like doing our share of work here, and the stalls are always kept clean, and it is nice.
So, I love that y'all are taken care of. That's wonderful. What about his family? Do you all get taken out like at the same time? Are there any people that come here with him?
Hmm. Occasionally there's visitors, though we don't spend much time with them. Uh, he might ride one of us to Karakara occasionally. That's the name of the town nearby. Did you know that there's a town nearby?
I did. I don't know how close, but we do plan on going to visit.
Oh, it's a long way from here. Um, we have to travel far south and catch a ferry unless we take the bridge farther south over the river. It's many days' travel.
There's a ferry?
Yeah, yes, it's a hunk of wood that moves across water.
Oh, I bet you loved it.
It was nice to not fall into the river.
I understand that entirely. I'm glad you are having a wonderful life. Uh, well, do you know if you guys have plans today? Did he say anything yesterday to you?
Oh, I'm probably going to eat some hay, and then if we get taken out for a walk or ride, then I might be able to get some good grain or an apple.
Ooh, I like that. If he is okay with it, would you be okay if I came with you and rode one of you guys?
They all kind of like look at each other and consider your question. Go, I think you've been very kind to us. I think that yes, we would accommodate you.
That is wonderful. Um, you know, I do want to stay here and continue talking. However, I also need to go and greet, the landowner. I will come back and then let you guys know what he says. Unless he's here first, then obviously you'll know.
Cool. They nod and neigh in respect to you, and you're able to continue on with whatever it is you want to do.
Peek my head out the barn. I'm like looking around. I look to the field and I like get traumatized a little bit, making sure there's no like scarecrows chasing me.
No scarecrows chasing you. You can see a few that are out in the distance, but none seem to be coming for you.
I just walk up to the house and knock on the door.
Cool. You knock on the door. There's no immediate answer.
Hmm. I look down at Basar. I'm like, you have a good nose, right? Can you tell if he's in here? Can you track, the owner?
Hmm. Um, an interesting thing with Basar,
Mm-hmm.
he needs 8 hours of rest.
Ah, I love
Unless you
that for
like
him.
dismiss him and resummon him.
I'm not doing that to him. Let him have his best life right now.
So it is just you, no Basar.
I knock on the door again.
Cool. Um, you knock on the door. Um, again, no immediate response.
Huh. They're sleeping. Actually, you know what? That's even better. I'm gonna go double check the barn to make sure that the other three are there.
Yeah, you head back to the barn. You see your companions.
Huh. The other two went inside. I don't know what to do here. Oh well. Let me think. Let me think. Um.
Can I help you?
Oh my God, you scared me.
Be,
Don't do that.
appearing very closely behind you is a human male, Helman Dubois.
I was really about to question if it was not him. Oh. I turn around like slowly and I'm just like, how did you do that? How did
Do
you
what?
you snuck up on me? I didn't even know you were here.
Oh, just familiarity with the property, I guess. Home field advantage, all that.
That is true. Um, I got my rest in. Unlike them, I don't have to sleep as long. I'm comfortable now. Now I just didn't want to just barge in these places or go about. I came looking, but here you are. Um, I talked to the horses. I can do that. Don't freak out. I don't think you would freak out, but I can talk to your animals. You know, they love it here. I did wonder, if there were any other visitors or other people around. And so I was just gonna be straightforward and ask, what about your family? I noticed that you have your ring on.
uh, my family passed away many years back.
Mm, I am sorry.
Well, so am I.
Um, Layla's is just sort of like choked up for a second. He's not really sure how to handle that. Never really, those aren't his fortes. Is there anything I can do to help you around here while I wait for the rest of the team?
Actually, there is. As you've astutely noticed, there's not a lot of folk out here, just me. The occasional visitor comes by, but other than that, when I need something done, I can't do it myself rightly. I'll conjure a helper.
Right?
So, in that need, since I have a helper here already, thus conjured, he gestures to you, uh, could use a little bit of wood chopping, especially if we're going to be making supper early.
Yeah, okay, I can help with that. I think I can help with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um, he takes you. There's a couple like trees nearby. that he's been like felling over time, and it's like he plants them and then fells some of them. So he's kind of trying to sustainably take care of this, and shows you gets you to work basically just chopping wood, chopping and stacking wood. Um, he asks you to like gather some water from the well. Basically, just has you do like some chores around here.
It's like refreshing. It's like I'm back at home helping the rest of the family.
Mm.
I don't mind this.
He sets you to work, and he heads back inside for a little while. And as the afternoon stretches on into late afternoon, early evening, the rest of you awaken from your successful long rests. Those of you that are in the house, you smell the beginnings of a home cooked meal. And as you head downstairs in the kitchen, there are all number of like kitchen utensils that are fully animated and cooking.
Oh.
Well, that's neat, and also feels like cheating.
This is really quite amazing to witness. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but do you think maybe we could squeeze in and you could show me how to make some of those baked goods from that flour we ground?
I wouldn't use his kitchen without permission. That's just, you don't do that. But
Oh,
I mean, we
really?
can find him. Yeah. It's real rude. It's considered very, very rude.
Oh, well, learn something new every day.
You hear some footsteps that sound like they're coming like from like beneath the floor, and then a door opens. And you can see like there's some stairs that go like down to like a cellar area. Hellman's coming up, just like washing his hands, like wiping them with a rag, and then closes the door behind him. Ah, you're awake. Got things started in here. I went to check on to see if I had any wine left, and I got a few I think we might enjoy, if y'all partake.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
mean, yes, I wouldn't turn it down if you happen to be a drinker. Of course, I would join you just to share in the hospitality, of course.
Wonderful. Well, this here is about getting ready to get done, about maybe another half hour or so. So, if you want to gather your friends up, they should be wrestling themselves about now.
Certainly, I'll head out to the barn and let them know that mealtime is almost upon us. Then I'll start working my way out to the barn.
Um,
Follow
we'll say,
him out.
yeah, we'll say collectively, like you all gather up, again
Mhm.
together. Is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm gonna ask Hellman. So I told you earlier we are. First of all, thank you again for letting us invade your home, and then feeding us is very, very, very kind. I mentioned we're headed to Karakara. Do you have an idea of best way of getting there?
Well, I suppose that depends. I mean, the best way to get there is, well, safest way is heading south. There's a ferry. Actually, sorry, from here, heading south, catch the old road, and get the bridge over top. There is a ferry to the south as well. If you don't want to go through the bridge or you want to cut across a little bit earlier than that. However, there is the old way, but most folks don't take it anymore.
Why's that?
Well, it doesn't. It's no good for horses, that sort of thing. It's kind of not well traveled, so I don't think anybody keeps up the bridges.
You piqued my curiosity. Is it just bridges, or
Oh, well, there's a. It's been a few years since I went on it. It was a little rickety, but held together all right. Um, it's just a series of a couple bridges connected to these spires that jut up through the river. It's safe enough, but you wouldn't be able to take a pack animal on it. Though I didn't see any animals with you, except for whatever this little guy is.
certainly sounds interesting. Although I think it would be fair to say, me and my companions, we may have had enough of the interesting and adventurous methods of travel, and conventional methods might just suit us fine.
Mm. Well, if you're this far north of the old road, I mean, what are you doing up here anyway? Like, how'd you get so far off the road?
Deliberately, we're coming from Maras, headed to Karakara, trying to get there before the start of the Harps Festival.
Oh, that is hell. That ain't most folk don't. They ain't that crazy.
I told you we've been running.
I believe it.
Mm, I'd like to question that real quick. When you say most folks aren't that crazy, what do people avoid through this area?
Oh, well, most folk don't go into the wild. That's the whole point of it being wild.
I mean, yeah, it'd be like the civil if it weren't the wild.
You stick to the old road, and that's safe enough for the most part. There's occasional bandits and whatnot, but heading into the wild, I mean, you have no idea what's waiting for you out there. Could be good, it's mostly bad.
Speaking
What
of the wild, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Murph. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's the wildest thing you ever saw?
Well, craziest thing that I ever seen. All right, besides a giant and a ogre, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I seen one time, and I swear on this. I seen out in the hills this beautiful woman. Beautiful. Just walking along the trail I was on. We met eyes, had some small talk. I flirted a bit. My wife's been dead a while, so I thought there might not be no harm. She wasn't as interested, it seemed, but something about her. As we moved away from one another, it's like her face didn't fit right all of a sudden. Like it was just sitting on top of what was really there. You all ever see illusions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Look at Cal.
Yes, once or twice.
yeah. You see, when you figure out that something ain't really real, you become a little desensitized to it. You can still see it, but it's blurred a bit, dulled, and it was like that.
what was under there?
I might have been crazy. It might have been the light, but I swore it was teeth.
Huh.
Well, I said my goodbyes and continued on my way. Me and Firefly kicked up the speed a bit, and Well, I finished my journey right
I was,
quick.
I was about to say, how long did you wait before moseying became fucking right off?
I'd say maybe about
Like,
5 minutes or
Yeah,
so.
right around the bend.
Yeah, yeah, just enough that they didn't catch on, you know.
Okay, well, a teeth lady is pretty spooky, I gotta say.
Yeah. Now, that could have been like a hill siren, you know?
What?
Hill siren, right?
Hill siren.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if them's real or not, but you know, there's stories of sailors on the ocean hearing beautiful songs, getting
Right.
drawn to their death. Now, what if that was a hill siren?
I mean, it seems plausible. We saw a ghost boat on a ghost lake.
A ghost boat
Right.
between here and Maras,
Right.
where there ain't no
It
lake.
did come on a lake that
Well, that's why
also
I said
vanished.
it was
It
on a
was a
ghost lake.
it was a pond.
It was, yeah, the pond what
Yeah,
became
pond.
Ghost Lake, and then the ghost boat came on there. We got on. Ghost boatman took us across the ghost boat
I'm gonna take your
lake,
wine away, Merv, if that's all right.
and then we freed
I'll take
an
that.
evil spirit. Yeah, you take it. And we freed an evil spirit from an island. It was a ghost island.
Wasn't the evil spirit, just kind of malicious and
Misunderstood.
deeply unhappy.
Right.
Well, not
Try.
all spirits is evil. That's right. You know, there's spirits that do good. Spirits and the like can also be sometimes made use of.
Turns out ghost boatman was a ghost boy. Just all magicked up looking like ghost boatman.
Personally, I found spirits to be very helpful
See,
Yeah,
exactly.
he talks to the dead
sometimes.
frequently.
You talk to the dead. They ever talk back?
Many times. Not every time though. I haven't quite isolated it, but it seems the longer they've been gone, the harder it is to reach them.
Well, I found that out myself.
Do you talk to spirits?
No, I just mean that first few years I would talk to my wife, but I never heard anything back. She never talked back, but
I would like to take a second to see if there are any spirits around.
you open your awareness up to see if there are spirits nearby. There are a lot of spirits nearby.
Uh, you'll have to excuse me. My stomach is upset all of a sudden. Is there a bathroom nearby?
There's a privy just outside the way. Head out the front door, left, first shed.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, I will not go into the bathroom, but walk around the privy, so that I'm obscured from the house, and attempt to talk to a spirit.
Yeah, cool. You reach out and there's just it's a lot of whispers. A lot of them. It is like turning on the radio and you're catching the noise and static between stations, and it's like you're hearing 100 stations at the same time, but they're all garbling together with one another. Um, um, make a wisdom check for me
Wisdom check.
as you try to like filter out and focus in. and like use your mind to kind of control this a little bit.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah, very good. um, you you filter through and kind of mute some of them, and two of them become a little bit louder. One of them has a kind of malevolent feeling to it, and like you can feel a presence like behind you, and like right like behind you. It's near your shoulder, um, and like you can hear it beginning to whisper into your ear like twisted things about you in particular, saying things like, everything you've ever known is a lie. Everyone here is all an illusion. They've been dead for years, and so have you been.
That actually answers quite a lot. Well, he whispers to himself. Then he's gonna try and block out that voice for the other one.
With the 17, you do, and another spirit is here. Has a feminine kind of nature to it, and senses like your connection opening up to their realm, um, and uh, they're very distant, but they're able to somehow like your connection to them strengthens it. Um, and the spirit says to you, please, please, I need to find my way out of here.
Yeah, how did you get here?
I think I died 10 years ago, but time is strange now.
Do you remember how you died?
I think there was a hard winter. We lost our son and then our daughter. My husband's still here. I feel him, but I don't know where he is.
Do you know I could help you find your way out of here? Sorry, I'm pretty new to this spirit stuff.
I feel stuck. I want to leave, but I can't.
Do you know why there's so many spirits around?
You can feel the presence like is closer to you a bit physically, and there's a whisper in your ear of,
He binds them.
Ah, that's what I thought.
Crazy.
I'm sure you wouldn't know exactly how to break that binding, would you?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Please. Please.
and you can feel the connection fading away.
Is the one whispering sweet nothings into my ear still there?
The malevolent
Evil
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll turn back to him. You still around?
I'm always here.
Great. Does that include when I leave this place?
When you die, I will remain.
Hmm. What's your name?
Dominic.
Okay, that's just rude. Sorry, I'm just writing something real quick. All right. What was I gonna ask? So I take it you're not stuck here.
I'm bound as the others are, but why they find this imprisoning, I find it funny.
Hmm. Did you die here?
Oh, yes.
Did he kill you?
I suppose in a roundabout way.
How did you die?
Went through the fields.
In or out?
In. Though I didn't make it far.
Did you fight the scarecrows?
Well, they do fight back.
Hmm. Fuck, I lost it.
As you like you kind of look around, you can see like glowing eyes of scarecrows in the fields looking at you.
Hmm. All right. Now might be a good time to it was lovely talking to you. Um I'm gonna head back in now though and get away from your murderers. Uh then I'll head back inside.
Cool. You head back
Looking
inside.
back, by the way, to make sure that they're not getting any closer.
They are not, but like you see these like little burning glowy eyes, and like you 100% know they are the scarecrows.
Fucking looming.
You enter back in, and you enter back in, and Hellman is like telling this like dirty hilarious joke to everybody. He's being like a wonderful host to everyone. The food is fantastic. The wine is amazing. The vintage must be some old like elven made, maybe from Finlanora itself. Like it is primo stuff here. Ugh. Oh, you were gone a while. You find everything okay?
I did. Feeling much better, thank you.
All right. Good. 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 Well, I know you've all had a long day and everything, and it's getting on in the evening. I figured you'll probably stay the night and leave in the morning. Yeah.
I think that's ideal.
Now, there's plenty of room in the barn still. Of course, like I said, I could make up something inside if y'all be more comfortable.
I mean, we wouldn't want to impose.
Barn seemed fine.
The bar was lovely. I
It's
think
real comfy in here.
I think the barn is more than acceptable solution for those
I
of us.
mean, I could set up my tent in here, I guess.
Don't, Murr,
But
don't
in the
put
house?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
no,
keeps the smells in.
No,
don't be
just
making no smells in his house.
Well,
stay
that's
with
why
us.
I'd have the tent.
Don't.
Stay with us in the barn. It's fine.
The barn is fine.
Are you sure? I mean, I have plenty of blankets. I mean, I can literally make blankets and pillows for you.
Wait, how you do that?
He pulls out his wand and makes some, arcane motions with it, and you see conjured out of nothing, folded blankets and a pillow.
Huh. That's a pretty good trick.
I mean, if it's that easy, then I don't feel bad about considering it imposing.
Yeah, you can just like.
I mean, we don't want to take up his space. He's used to living alone. We want to stay out of his way as much as possible. I think the barn is acceptable for all of us.
Oh, yeah, fair enough, I guess.
All right, well, suit yourselves, as it were. Well,
Yeah, Yeah,
I'm not
sure
as
you
young
have.
in my. Go on.
I'm sure you have plenty of work to get to and stuff like that. You've been such a great host. I don't know if you have to. Uh, I wouldn't want you to wait on us any longer. If there's something we can help you with, of course, then that'd be great.
Oh, I'm
But please,
imposing on you
let's not
all.
keep you from anything.
I'm taking up your time. My apologies. I thank you for your company. As I said, not as many visitors here as of late. I am not as young in my years as I used to be, and the evening does wear on. You're welcome to the barn, and those that wish to enjoy the beds inside are welcome to. Don't worry about the plates; they'll take care of themselves. Says some words of power, makes some motions, and the plates and cups and everything that's dirty just lift themselves up and begin to float their way over into the kitchen, and implements begin scrubbing and cleaning them.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Bibbidi bobbidi boop. I'm gonna head out to the barn. Good night.
Yeah, actually, if we could all meet somewhere real quick, I just need to take care of some thing.
Okay.
You doing all right?
No, that's why I need to take care of something.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
You all exit out of the house as Hellman sips his last cup of wine and just kind of like smiles and watches you all exit. And you are to yourselves. Dom, when you look out, you don't see the scarecrows watching you.
Let's take a moment in the barn, shall we?
Sure.
Mm, as weird as this sounds, can we not? As low key, I feel like he controls everything here. I don't want to risk the horses.
What are you even talking about?
I'm paranoid.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, speaking of paranoid, there's something weird going on here. But I don't want to talk about it so close to the house.
Oh my god.
Well,
We ran from a footprint. We were gonna run from scarecrows. Now we're gonna run from an old man who's been good to us. Just everybody sit the fuck down for a second, please. And I will begin. She will begin inscribing a circle on the ground about 30-ish feet across, and I am ritually casting. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I don't know if that worked. Yes, there we go.
Okay. Detect poison and disease.
Wow.
Okay. There's a poisonous snake 25 feet to your left.
Holy shit!
Yeah, also 25 feet to my left, Merv's bag.
yeah.
There's some stuff in there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh god. Okay. Cool. Also, you. Your holy magic imparts upon you. You detect, you see these as like auras, right? Like different colors, like a synesthesia thing, and the aura of disease is emanating pretty strongly from you.
All right.
Give me just a moment. I'll tell you what it is because the spell says that you get to know that too.
Okay.
Okay, cool. There's not a name to the disease, but because the spell explains what it is, this is from I'll connect it into the creature for you. It's from it's from the creatures that you fought with the flower heads. They're referred to as Jasanthums, and their spores have diseased you as you inhaled too much of them.
Yeah, that's about what I figured.
Yeah,
Rest of you
this
were clean.
yeah this disease will kill you in 2 days.
Oh,
Mm.
she will then sit down, cross her legs. The fire that serves as her hair will sort of flare up and surround her, and then I am casting Lesser Restoration
Oh damn!
to
I was gonna.
remove a disease.
Cool.
Feeling better? You
Excellent.
look like you burned that
Damn.
out of you.
When you
I was gonna have you cough into a. That's not important.
you all see
Murph, next time I have to check you for disease or poison or something,
Right.
yeah, you know what? Never mind. I'm just not gonna finish it.
as you cast your lesser restoration on yourself,
sorry.
you all see these, like, you begin coughing heavily, and exhaling out of your lungs in a large burst at the end of this coughing fit is this immense cloud of spores,
Oh, God.
and you have a still tickle in your throat, and as you reach in, you feel that something is in there, and you pull out a leafy tendril that comes out a foot long
Oh shit!
before it snaps.
Dear God.
Oh fuck! Hold on. Put that in here.
Do not!
I put, like uncork a bottle. Oh,
While I am
wow.
holding it in my hand,
That's
I will
fucked
simply
up.
cast Produce Flame and burn it to
Oh.
a crisp.
I'll take the ashes, I guess.
You feel relieved.
That was fucking
Oh,
wow.
superb timing.
And
oh,
you didn't feel that wiggling in there?
I'm assuming that's why the coughing. But
Yeah, but
the
like
rest of you
feels
are
like
clear.
he'd be. It feels
Yeah.
like he'd be.
The rest of us are clear.
Yeah.
So
There's
no,
nothing.
no diseases, nothing amongst any of us.
No, which is
Oh, whew.
honestly surprising.
No lung roots.
Oh, yes, the lung thing is what I was worried about.
Lung root.
Ember,
Yeah.
I am sorry that my concern prevented you from taking care of that earlier.
Fine. I can die.
Speaking of
I mean-
concerns,
A little bit longer. I wouldn't have been saying that, but it's fine.
Well, I know,
mean-
but I am still sorry.
Now that I know you can do that, I got a better kin on it.
What's up, Dom?
how far away are we from the farmhouse?
How far do you want to be?
Cool. I will direct people to get as far away so that we can talk in hushed tones without being heard.
Cool. Yeah,
Um,
you can
I
be
also
like
am taking
100 feet away
Layla's-
when this happens.
Yeah, I want to take Layla's advice too, and also stay away from the barn.
Cool.
Do I see any scarecrows nearby?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I mean, yes, you do, but they're in their place.
Okay. Cool.
But make your check as well.
Hey.
I never actually long rested in.
You see the ones, like, they're in the distance in the fields, but like as you look at them, their heads like snap and look at you.
Hmm.
When you like look away and look back, they're not looking at you anymore.
Can I don't think my thing works like this mechanically, but can I sense spirits in the scarecrows?
I think you'd probably have to be close and do
Nope.
that. You know what I
You
mean?
want to just go on in the barn or what?
Absolutely not. I think we're fine here. Uh,
Okay.
so there's an alarming amount of spirits nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I talked to his wife, uh, although I did not insight check. And she says that he binds them here, and that they don't. I get the feeling that they don't want to be bound here, with the exception of one spirit who jokingly calls himself Dominic. Uh, I'm pretty sure the rest want to be set free. Now, and again, I am new to this ghost speaking thing, but I don't know what to do here.
He could-
Rainier just pinches the bridge of his nose.
He's not a nice old man. He's a.
What?
Okay, don't call that old. Okay, that
Well, I think it's clear what we do. We drink the rest of his wine and get a good night's sleep and fuck off in the morning.
Mm.
Much as I like that idea, Cal, I don't think we would make it to the morning.
What?
Why wouldn't we?
Why?
I mean, this is just me because I'm being paranoid. However, one, creepy ass fucking scarecrows. Creepy ass scarecrows. Two, I love animals, but his horses are a little bit too happy. Like, I don't know how
Okay,
to
what
put
the
it.
fuck does that mean?
I
Like,
don't know how, like, to me,
relative
they're
to
too-
what?
I-
To a horse?
It's hard to explain. Intuitions. And thirdly, as good as I am at sneaking around and going places and traveling, he
2 or
can
3,
sneak up-
yeah.
he can sneak up on me extremely well to where I did not know he was like 2 feet behind me.
Okay. I mean, okay, let's assume for a second that he is a predator, right? And he's doing this. He'd be pretty fucking stupid to take on a group. It's one thing to pick off here and there, take one. It's another for solitary predator like him to sort of try to take on a group.
Not only that, if he was going to do it, why wouldn't he have done it yesterday when we were exhausted and
Well, I don't think he kills them specifically. I think that's their job, and he'll gesture towards the scarecrows.
Well,
I mean, he explained the scarecrows, right?
Yeah, but
Oh.
Yeah, there's a magic trick. Artifice.
yeah.
He's like looking very intently at you. Do you know how many?
Would I be able to wager a guess? DM.
Dozens.
Okay. Enough. I can't keep a specific count because it's like static, but it's a lot.
Y'all don't have to. And if I can, I'll be honest, would prefer in every way not to directly confront Helmond, but I believe at least Dom and I have an obligation.
I mean, why not just ask him what's going on?
Yeah, it's
Like,
probably better
I
just
mean,
ask him.
I'm not. Did you not just hear what I said? Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
make a problem.
Oh, no, I just misunderstood you. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like you weren't going to even ask, like, talk to him.
I mean,
That
God,
was
no.
confusing.
We can try to have an honest conversation. And
Yeah.
if there is dishonesty, then
I'm pretty good at reading people. But it's just
if
I don't
there's
know.
folks stuck here, I am obligated to free them. I cannot, knowing what I know now, I cannot move along till that has been resolved.
I feel the same. It doesn't feel right leaving them here.
Okay, we'll go in and have a chat. Probably have a fight. It'll be a whole thing. I'm ready.
Yeah. Um, I'm just not really feeling it. This place is scary.
Yeah, I mean, you've had your nerve kind of cracked
Or
for like a day and a half.
What was that, Amber?
Nothing.
I think we should definitely give him the option. If he's purposely, I mean, perhaps maybe it's like a miscasting of the spell that these spirits are getting bound here and he's unaware, or maybe he's purposely doing it. But
Cal's
with
walking back to the house.
Oh my
With-
god.
our combined might, we might be able to convince him to do it regardless.
I like tap those two on the shoulder. I'm like, yeah, Cal's going. Cal's going.
Ah,
Follow Cal.
I would love to go and speak to go like, pet the horses. While they take care of that for a moment, I'm gonna go say hey to the horses.
Okay, I just want to be clear. They are going into the house to like confront Helmand.
To
then he-
politely inquire.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Sure.
Right.
Right.
And then while they're doing that, you are going to go pet the horses.
Only for I just want to peek my head in, pet them, be like, you guys are awesome, and then just walk straight to the house.
Okay, you can pet the horse and tell them you're awesome. I just wanted to clarify that you were what you were doing.
Yes.
Okay. They don't respond back because I mean, like, they respond back as horses, but they don't speak, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You all head into the house. There's the dim lights of the candles spread around, lighting the interior of the house. As you step in, the kitchen is finishing, like, setting the cups and plates away into their cabinets. You can see that the dining room table itself is like being like the chairs are moving back in, as like things are like automatically animating and cleaning themselves. You see the cup that he was drinking from is only half drunk. The wine is still, half of it is still in there. He is not in the dining room or in the kitchen. You don't immediately hear or see him.
Cal would like to take 2 glasses and a bottle of wine and head up to the master bedroom.
Cool. You do so. You head up to the master bedroom. It is empty.
Just going to start going room to room, see if I can find him.
The rooms upstairs, all empty. The room you slept in, the room Ember slept in, nobody is in there.
I'm gonna call out for Helmand.
No immediate response.
I would like to point out, outside of the story, the music and the situation are just astronomically correct.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fitting.
I would like to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. You can
And-
cast invisibly. Make sure everyone's tracking their spells, slots, and everything what they still have available.
And ask Basar to stick with Rainier.
Cool. Basar kind of circles around your leg and kind of like sits ready.
We're aware that the basement exists, right?
Some of you are aware the basement exists.
Okay. I'll ask Cal how the search is going.
Not well. Hellman, are you around, man? I'm a bit worried. You seem to have disappeared. You didn't... Oh, did you go down into the basement for another bottle of wine? Well, I mean, I've got one right here, but maybe you've decided to bring out the good stuff. I'll knock on the door to the basement. Are you down there?
No immediate answer.
I open the door and we'll head down. Well, I'll head down if there's any light down there.
There is not.
We never closed the front door, correct?
The front door is open.
Great. While they're walking to like the basement area, I would like, while it's invisible, peek my head out of the door at the field and see if like the scarecrows are, being extra.
It's like raccoons in the night. Their eyes reflecting in the darkness.
Yeah.
Dozens of them standing at the edge of the field, like surrounding the house.
Nope. Nope. I just whisper over to like Rainier, and I'm like, Rainier, they're not
Shit,
gonna
fucking,
do it
oh
anymore.
god.
They're near the house.
It's going well.
I, in a maneuver that Cal has clearly done before, hold the two wine glasses by the stems, sort of upside down, and the neck of the bottle of wine all in one hand, and hold a torch in the other, and ask someone to light it for me. So
I
that
gotcha.
yeah, so that I can head down into the cellar. And
Okay.
once I've
I'll
got
be
some
like-
light, I will head down there.
I'll be like 2-3 steps behind you.
Okay.
Hello, where are you, man?
Dom's gonna wait at the top of those stairs.
Okay. You have your torch,
Mhm.
your wine and glasses,
Mhm.
and you begin to step down the stairs into the cellar.
Mhm.
Your torch illuminates the space. You can see where there are marks for like candles to be, although they are snuffed out.
Mhm.
The stairs go down about 10 feet before they hit, a wooden floor.
Mhm.
So it's not super, big, the basement. It's not
Right.
super tall. The cellar extends out roughly a 15 by 15 space. Along one wall, you see there are like a whole wall is like wine racks. You'd say maybe this holds probably about like 100 wines, and there's about 50 here.
Cal goes weak in the knees for a second.
The other wall, there's like a few like large like casks of something, and then there's like storage areas, like crates and some tarps over things, that sort of stuff. It looks like a pretty normal cellar, except like a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere has like a shit ton of really good wine.
Yeah. My new favorite place. But, I mean, I'm going to look around, but I don't see Hellman or any sign of anyone down here, do I?
No, I mean, just like holding the torch, stepping
Yeah.
down. Like how far into the room do you enter? Do you go in the center and look around?
Probably not. I mean, the way you've described it, it's like a 15 by 15 room. I can sort of see everything. It doesn't look like there's other rooms off of this. There's not like nooks or crannies that I can't see into. Like, I'm not.
Just standing at the base of the
Mhm.
door, you can see the room. You don't see anyone in the room, right?
Right. I mean, I've walked down the stairs, so I'm at the base of the stairs.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
from where you are at the base of the stairs, looking around, you
Yeah.
don't see anyone.
Yeah, so I'll just turn her. I don't see anyone, and I don't see any other rooms, so I'm going to head back up the stairs. He's not down here either. Damn, where did he get off to? Do you think he had something to take care of out in the fields?
Likely.
Maybe. Was there any hidden doors or nothing down there?
Oh, that's a good question. I should check all of the wine in the casks.
Okay,
well
I'm
thought
gonna
out.
come down with you.
What?
I will because they don't really see me. I'll like tap Dom and everybody on the way
Oh,
down,
God.
so they know that like I'm passing by them. I'm gonna follow Rainier.
Sorry, for a second I thought a spirit actually was able to touch.
It's a whole other ball game.
Dom, you hear a voice right behind you. Little jumpy, aren't you?
Okay, not now. You know what? When we release all of them, you're going first.
You know what? I do believe that this bottle of wine is definitely the trigger for a secret door. Nope, just a bottle of wine. I should probably hold on to that. But
Put 'em
this
back.
one is definitely... What?
Put him back. I told him we wouldn't cause trouble.
Having dark vision, can I see?
You're not going to cause trouble.
I am not going to cause trouble. I'm going to look around in here.
What was your question, Dawson?
Being able to like have dark vision and hear down here now, do I see anything? How do I put it? Like for a wine cellar, anything like on the wall other than just racks?
I mean, looking at it, like just visually looking, and like you don't need dark vision because the torch illuminates the space, right? They're always good to check what lighting condition you're in. Just looking at it, it just looks like a storage basement, right? Just looks like a cellar with a lot of wine.
I think I'm specifically looking for. I mean, I am familiar with secret underground passages. I'm looking for like seams and stonework behind any shelving, or possibly any floor panels.
Okay. What area are you checking? There's
Start
some
to the left, go round the walls, and then to the
Okay.
floor. I think. Yeah.
Okay, so there's like casks in one area, crates in one area, tarps over like a couple things in one wall, and then there's the wall that has like all the wine on it. So like which area do you want to look at?
I think I'm going to like check behind the wine rack first if I can.
Okay, cool. This is just to eliminate the I perceive the room thing, right? Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, you can't just I investigate the room, right? None of
Yeah.
that. You got to be more specific.
Just FYI, while this is going on, since I've presumably been shooed away from the wine rack for this endeavor, I'm going to go over to the casks, and I'm just going to open a tap on each cask, or however many casks I can as this goes on, and just let a little out, smell it to make sure it smells like alcohol, and assuming it smells like alcohol, I want to taste it.
Yeah, it's like really good ale.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what I'm spending my time doing.
Yeah, that ale, definitely dwarven make.
Oh my god. This is unbelievable. How much can fit in your bag, Merv?
If this man
mean-
turns out to be an innocent bystander in the events that are happening on his property, then I am going to make you pay for whatever you take.
It may well be worth it.
Right.
Rainier, make an investigation check for me.
Yeah.
I will assist.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just kicking
I
around
go
next
high,
to
you
you.
go low.
Hell yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
Yo,
baby.
yeah.
not 2022.
Nice.
Okay.
Gosh.
Rainier
Hell
goes
yeah.
high, you go low. Basar sniffs around and is like crawling up and like looking in and sniffing things as well. Between the three of you, Rainier, Basar, and Merv, you find there's a section where two of the wine racks are like slightly misaligned, and you see Basar is sniffing around at the ground in that area. Like he leaves it and then comes back to it and kind of paws at the ground a bit. You shush him out of the way, and then you notice on that seam where it's not quite lined up correctly, Merv and Rainier, you see that there's a line in the wall that goes to like directly up, like it is a separate panel, separated from everything else, and there are scratch marks on the wooden floor. Something like there's a way to open this some way.
Well,
Actually, with your nat 2022, not only do you see that is the case, you think about Cal and the fucking wine, and you're like, "There's no goddamn way this wine bottle." Click, and one of the wine bottles does not remove from its thing and actually like pull. You feel it like pulling a chain or something, and there's a clacking noise, and then you see that like there's a click, and that wine casing is like free and is moving part of the wall with it.
Hot boy shit, finding secret doors. Let's go.
Don't touch
Well-
the wine bottles, Cal. If you break anything, I'll make you
Yeah,
pay for
that's
it, Cal. Okay.
This one's gonna be worth at least like 2 or 3 told you so's. I
You
gotta give it
open
to him on this one.
you open that up. Hold on. I have something for this.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Hell yeah.
Oh
Hell yeah.
shit!
Master
Um,
performance.
Thank you.
I go
Uh,
back up to the stairs real quick before
You sure
they
can.
push through, and I'll tap Dom on the shoulder, and I'm like, Dom, you can go with them since I'm invisible, and I can watch here, or we can all go. But if anything does come through here, they wouldn't be able to see me necessarily.
I'll go with them, and I'll let you decide what you want to do.
Cool. And then I'll stand at the top where
Yeah, I'll join the others.
the basement, oh, like we go into the basement, and I'll stand up there like off in a corner watching it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, watching the party's back. And this is you're up top or you're in that cellar room.
No, I will take the cellar room.
Okay, so you're watching everyone's back in the cellar room. The wine rack pulls open with the wall, and you can see that there is like half earth, like half worked earth, half stone, like a clearly carved and like stonework. Looks like someone like is over time stoning in a pathway here. It is a curving path that goes down. It's like a set of stairs with like stonework for each of the stairs going down, but like some of the walls are still just packed dirt. But you don't see like from the angle that it curves, you don't see immediate light or anything. Make a Merv and Rainier, you are both at this thing. Make a perception check. Cody,
take
are you
that.
are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
One sec.
you can make a perception whenever you like. Rainier, you don't immediately hear anything. Seems pretty quiet. And Merv, the two of
yeah,
you,
seems fine.
Yeah, don't hear anything.
I am not going to wield my crossbow, but I am going to unholster and activate my Rite of the Dawn. Rite of the Dawn.
Right of the dawn.
Right of the dawn. Right of the dawn.
Cool. There is a secret entryway heading down, curving away. What are you doing?
Oh, taking 4 points of damage. Oh, and then going in.
I'm going in. Everyone follows except for Laylis, who's watching your back. What do you want Basar to do? Stay with Rainier or stay with you?
I'll keep Basar with Rainier.
Okay, cool. Cool. Basar is pretty tiny. So he stays out of the way, off to like in a little corner as you guys are making your way down. He's avoiding being stepped on. Pretty tight quarters here. You find yourselves going down and then down and then down. You're probably like 40 feet under the earth right now. And the only light is coming from Cal's torch and the light from your crossbow, which is plenty enough to illuminate the front and mid to back of your group as you travel your way down. Um,
I don't hear their footsteps anymore, do I?
Not anymore, no.
Okay, at that
And you
notice.
don't see the light because of the way like it curves, right?
Okay, at that notice, then I'll start pushing in more behind them.
Cool. You begin to follow down after them. The descent ends as you find yourself looking into a chamber with a stone-worked chamber. Again, partial packed earth, as if someone again is like slowly bricking and stoning this stuff in. In this room, there are it looks like there's like books inside here. Several shelves with books on them. In this room, there is candlelight. You can see that there are runes carved into the flooring in here, arcane runes on the walls, on the ceiling. Um, there is like an alchemical setup on one side of the room. It is bubbling away with a orangish kind of fluid. And there is a door that is slightly ajar into like a chamber beyond. Do you enter into this first room?
Yes. Very cautiously, but yes.
Very cautiously stepping in. No traps set off or anything like that. You find yourselves slowly filling the space inside here. This room is roughly like 20 by 20, bigger than the chamber you came from. It is like damp and not damp, sorry, it is like cool in here, the coolness that comes from being under the ground. And from within the chamber, you all do hear a voice, a muffled voice. It sounds like Hellman's voice in the room beyond. As you can hear, it's like he's talking.
Can we make out what he says yet?
If you approach the door, you could attempt to make that out.
Yes, please.
Okay. You approach the door. It's slightly ajar. Do you want to look in or just kind of hear?
I want to listen in.
Okay. You listen in by the crack of the door, and you can hear Hellman's voice, and he's speaking, and he's saying, "It's been so long since we had guests. I thought maybe I'd have them stay. But I don't know. They got me thinking of you, and I know you're in there still. I just need to find a way to reach you. Look at me, please."
Is there a way to look inside without moving the door?
You from the crack of the door, you don't see him. The angle that it's at, you can see the right hand part of the room, cutting off like kind of in the center. He is like more to the left hand side of the room, so you can't see him without opening the door. But on the right hand side, you see that there are like several of these scarecrows that are like being made, and from the shadows that are moving, like he's not alone in this room. and
Okay.
also the context of like he's talking to someone.
Yeah. And it's
Do I
too
touch
far
him?
away to sense spirits and the scarecrows, right? I gotta be closer.
You'd have to be like real close to them to fully sense them. But being
sounds
like
good.
this close, like being here, one of them is like slightly more formed than the others, and you see like its head doesn't move, but its eyes, that glow in the eyes, of lights, and they turn to look at you.
Ah, son of a bitch. All right, I'll remove myself from that line of sight.
Uh,
Turn to the others.
what's going on?
Put a finger up to my mouth in case.
real quick, can I? You said there's an alchemical setup, right? Doing a quick sweep with, I guess, my like alchemist supplies proficiency. Does it look like this has been something that's finished or something that's currently in the process of cooking?
This is something that's in the process of cooking.
Okay.
If you want to make an alchemist tools check to identify what's going on here. Which
Yep, I got it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, very good. What is in the process of being created here is it's like a poison.
Mhm.
When consumed, would potentially cause either unconsciousness or paralysis, but
Hmm.
it depends on like how you work it.
Yeah. Can I cut the heat to it
You sure can.
so it stops?
Yeah.
Uh,
Where it is in its production right now, like cutting it here would essentially ruin it.
yeah. As I'm like cutting the heat, I turn and say poison.
I look at Cal and then I like nod up the stairs, kind of like a help yourself when we get there.
Cal gives a thumbs up. Sort of, well, he'll put. He gives it. I was just trying to figure out how I'm giving a thumbs up. My hands are full.
Torch turn.
Right. He'll just nod. Right. And then say loud. Right. Say, Helmond, are you down here? I've been looking all over for you. I wanted to have a quick conversation. I searched upstairs. You weren't there. I searched downstairs. I couldn't help but look at your wonderful wine rack. And it just so happens I pulled a bottle of wine and found this passage. And I'm going to walk into the room where he is.
Yeah, as
Tom will back up.
you're saying that like that door flies open to the other room and Hellman is in the doorway. His wand is in his hand, not pointing at anyone, but like his weapon is in his hand. Eyes wild. He is like shaking right now. Door flies open, he sees all of you. What are you doing down here?
Well, like I said, Elmond, I was concerned. I wanted to have a conversation with you. I brought the bottle of wine and 2 glasses so we could have a civil conversation. I went upstairs. I looked around up there. You weren't there. I looked around on the main floor. So I thought, oh, maybe he's in the cellar. I went down there and I couldn't resist your wonderful wine rack. And next thing you know, part of the wall swinging out. And so I figured, oh, well, he must be down here. So please, have a glass. Put your wand away. Have a glass. We'll pour this wonderful wine. We'll have our conversation and we'll be on our way.
You see, the wand raises at you, Cal, and he says, "This here ain't none of y'all's business. I thought you weren't gonna be trouble for me."
I just turn around and look at Rainier.
Well, there. Go ahead.
No, you.
Well, some information has come to light, and it's made us question a couple things. We hate to impose, but we do need some answers.
Oh, you hate to impose after I open my home to you and feed you, provide
Yeah.
you safety from the harshness and death of this world.
Hellman, please.
Yeah, I can't help but think you've done that for other people too. People who are still here. If and I assume you know what I mean.
Hellman,
Ain't no
we,
one here that don't deserve it.
Oh,
Helen, we-
now
we
now
have-
that is
Sorry, can you say that one more time? I missed it.
Yeah, ain't no one here that don't deserve it.
Oh, okay.
Bandits, cutthroats, thinking that they can take an old man. Is that what you is? And he's like running his wand at each of you.
Is that
Hmm?
what your wife was? Because she's here too.
You shut your damn mouth.
Hellman, one alchemist to another, I know what you was making here.
What is that exactly you think I'm making here?
Well, not the poison can't be used in self-defense, but,
seeing as we had been entirely accommodating, we had been good to you.
You've been
You-
good to me. This is what you consider being good to someone.
Now listen, everyone. There's a whole lot of accusations flying around, and it's really unnecessary. Please, Hellman, I apologize on behalf of my cohorts here. But clearly, right, there is information that we need in order to fully understand what is going on. Clearly, things are unusual, right? And at the very least, Hellman, I'm concerned. I don't know if this is your doing or if you are a victim or if are we here? Do you need rescuing? Do you just need us to leave? Well, are you after it? Like, we know nothing, Hellman. So please, put the wand down, right? Have a glass of wine with me, right? And let's just have a conversation about what's happening at your home, which is lovely, by the way. And, might I add, if you could inform me about how you've got such wonderful wine and ale, I would be most grateful.
Make a persuasion check.
how do I assist with this? Well,
Not much to assist
I
there.
know.
Yeah. I know your kind. I know it real well. You take advantage of people. It's written all over you. You find ways to insinuate yourselves. And then you take, and you take, and you take. You think you know what's going on here? You have no fucking idea.
Oh,
I think that's the point, Helmut. We're just trying to understand.
The only thing that we have been given opportunity to know is that there are spirits here who are asking to be freed. It is the obligation of some of us to
Of course, they're
accommodate
asking to be
spirits.
free. The criminals. You think you can trust the words of them in life or death?
I don't, but you know what I do know is that it's not my call, and it's not yours either. If they're dead, they need to be put to rest so that they can have whatever afterlife they have earned.
What they've earned is being made useful again.
I don't think that's your decision.
They're in the scarecrows, aren't they?
His eyes his body movements and eyes shift in a way that to you indicates yes.
Does it indicate that to everybody?
I would say yeah. Like you hear the question, right? Like his movements, like he avoids the question, but like your baseline insight, right, reveals it in this moment.
Okay.
Like I said, we don't want to do no harm to nobody, but this, whatever might be binding these people, is harming somebody.
Side question: do I happen to make it down there yet?
Yeah, you're at the they're in like the landing room, and then you're at the bottom of the stairs, invisible. Nobody knows, nobody knows that you're there.
Oh, great, great. Okay. Proceed forward.
Can we help you, Elmond?
Can you help me? You say as you barge into my private spaces, as you help yourself to my fine wine and ale. Well, come on in then. You want to know what's going on? Then come right in. He backs up into the chamber that he was in and pushes the door so it is open and like waves his wand, as if to like come on in.
Dom will go first.
Gonna go.
I'll be right behind Dom, between them two, without them knowing.
I just look at Cal.
I put the wine bottle and 2 glasses down and head into the room.
You see he steps over towards the side of the room that like you couldn't see initially from your perspective. And stepping into the room, you see on it's a roughly about the same size chamber, about 20 by 20. In here again, like runes on the walls, ceiling, flooring. These ones like more intricate. On the right hand side, you see like it's like a workshop table for making these scarecrow, and you see not just like the body of the scarecrow, but you see that there are these like little stuffy dolls that are next to them, and in one of them where it is open, the stuffy doll is like in the chest, and it has like arcane runing in it, but it is in crimson, and like always kind of like subtly dripping a bit like blood. On the left hand side of the room, you see kind of strapped to a like a inverted table, right? So it's like vertical leaning a bit. You see a zombified body that is like held in place, straps on like the ankles and arms and neck, and like the hair is like this person has been like long dead. So their skin and everything is all desiccated, and but they are like animated. This is like it's just a zombie.
Dear Lord.
Well,
I'm gonna put a hand on Dom's shoulder.
Is that her?
Yeah, that's Mom.
Helmond. And he has just a lot of pain on his face right now. Helmond, you have to know there's another way. You can't.
You think I ain't never tried? Well, you think praying was gonna bring her back?
Helmond, is she really back though? This
He
isn't the same. You know that.
uh, he walks over to her and like lovingly caresses her head and the side of her face, and like the zombies all like she's in there somewhere.
Helmond, she's not in there anymore. She's out there and she's stuck and she doesn't want
She's
to leave.
in there.
Helmond, I talked to her and I didn't talk to her down here. Helmond, she's in pain.
I
And
don't
keeping
know
her
that.
here only extends that pain. And you don't need to be able to talk to spirits to know that.
And what, I just give up on her?
For now.
You don't have to give up. Let us help. I'm not asking.
Can I have everyone roll a persuasion check?
Question: I understood the word everyone, but
Mhm.
doesn't know I'm here.
That's true. Yeah, if you contextually do not feel like you should be a part of it, then you don't have to be.
I would like to use another inspiration.
You sure can.
I mean, I'll do it, but I'm not speaking.
I'll do it. I'm just not happy about it.
Try to roll some dice, I guess.
Oh boy.
This is wonderful.
It's
Sorry, guys.
okay.
It's
We
alright.
did the
Get on my
right
back.
thing.
Mom, speak your heart out.
No, for some reason I rolled mine privately. I rolled an 18.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, I see it. I see
That helps.
it. For sure. Hey, roll for Basar.
Oh, bizarre persuasion. Go ahead, little buddy.
Damn.
Wow.
Love him. Love him. He is working.
How?
It's the
Basar,
ice.
like you see, you all hear Basar make like a. It's like this. It's like a sound of pain, not his pain, but like he's empathizing with what's happening here, and has these like bright puppy dog eyes on this cold lizard face. um
Salient point, Basar. Well said.
he Hellman looks at all of you and looks at the zombie he has strapped up. Couldn't save my boy, but I brought her back, and I just need time. I just need time.
I have an offer for you to help. I can give you everything I have on me, coin-wise. I'll set you on your way to Bastion. There's some priests there that might be able to actually help you. And when I get back, bring whatever coin I might have gotten in between. And I'll help you there. Right now, she can't come back. She is stuck.
What was her name, Helmond?
This is my Penelope.
Penelope. Are you there?
Yes.
Penelope, Hellman's in a lot of pain right now. What would you want him to know?
That it wasn't his fault. And that even in death, I still love him.
See, Helmond? She doesn't blame you for any of it. And she still loves you. But her voice isn't coming from that thing. That's That's a lost cause that only extends your pain. Penelope, would you want him to release all these spirits?
Don't. If they don't leave, then neither should I.
But should they?
I don't think they belong here.
See, Hellman, she doesn't think they should be here. And it can't be good for you surrounded by all these spirits. Especially if you believe them to be not good people. Then eventually one of them's they'll corrupt you. There's one right now. I don't know his real name, but he's been following me ever since I started talking to your wife. You're right that some of these aren't good spirits, but that's not a good reason to keep them around you.
Everyone here will betray you, Dom. Best you act first.
Dom takes a deep breath in and out. You have to let them go.
You really hear her voice?
Ask her something only she would know. Penelope, what was the name of your children?
Thomas?
Was it only one? I thought it was two.
Just one.
Oh, okay, cool. Thomas was your son, wasn't he? And he died in the harsh, cold winter. There's no way. You haven't told me that yet.
Look, there ain't nothing in Bastion for me. Trust me, I've been there. But you claim that y'all can help. So how?
First, we need to perform rites. And his eyes cast to the body in the chair.
You see his body language loosen and portrays a man defeated. He slips his wand into his pocket and turns to face each of you, eyes scanning all of you, landing on you, Dom, and you see tears coming out of his face. You think there's a way you could let me hear her? Just once is all I'm asking.
I don't know if it works like that. But if there's something you'd like to hear, I can relay a message.
Oh, that's just wishful thinking is all.
Yeah.
He looks to you, Rainier. What do we have to do?
We can either bury her or we can burn her.
She was buried once before, so if I bury her again, that's just gonna bring me right back here.
Then let's do it right. I'm going to like go to handle this. Like it's still like it's a animated zombie, right?
Full zombie. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more docile than those that you've like encountered, right? Like wild undead, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like it didn't snap at him when he, lovingly caressed its cheek. It reacted and like its mouth moved that way, but like it didn't try to eat him or bite him. It's like its mouth is not like harnessed or anything,
Right. But Dom's made it clear that like the spirit and the body are entirely separate now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to explain that what I'm going to have to do is end this animation. And either he can do that if he knows how, or I will do it the way that I know how.
I think I know how to end the enchantment.
I'll step back to allow him to do so.
He steps into the center of the room, withdraws his wand and begins chanting arcane words of power. The sigils in the wall and the ceiling and the floor begin to alight with energy. There is a palpable, like, electricity in the air. You see the runes in the room behind you also begin to alight. Some of you, like the hair on your heads begins to like float slightly with the amount of energy that's being filled in this space and channeled in it. His voice rises to a crescendo, and these runes snuff out, and you feel like in it, like not an explosion, but like a repulsion of energy sweeping out from here. You see that her corpse stills and falls, like the head just droops down. And the scarecrow, the one that is like semi-formed, its eyes flare and dim. You see the dripping blood runes on the little stuffy dolls dry and crack and begin to disintegrate. And Dom, you sense a wave of spiritual energy like leaving and freeing from this place. And that staticky in between noise dims and dims and dims and dims. One voice before it leaves, you hear in your ear once more. You'll be with us soon, Dominic. And then it is silent for you, Dom.
I know that wasn't the easy thing to do, but it was the right thing to do.
You give me a hand with her body. I'd rightly appreciate it.
Of course.
He has some wrappings here that he covers the body with, and you assist bringing it up. Heading out of the house, all of the scarecrows that you had seen like in the field surrounding have like tumbled, and as they were at the edge of the field, they have like tumbled down on top of and pushed the grass and the wheat down that you can see them, just dozens of them all lying on top of one another. A very large fire pit is created, and his wife, along with each of the scarecrows, is collected and set into this fire. This anyone is welcome to like join him in the endeavor, but Hellman will go and like start grabbing scarecrows and putting them onto the fire to
Absolutely.
burn everything. It is like 2 a.m. and this fire is burning. It's taken hours to get through all of this. And as the waves of heat from the flames are washing over you, and you're staring at the last remnants of whatever it is that's happened here, Hellman turns to you, Merv, and says, "Just so you know, is rat poison." I wouldn't. I got rats in the barn, is all.
Can I hear that?
Yeah, he's saying it out loud. Yeah.
Insight check.
Roll
I
an
believe
insight.
him. I've just,
Yeah, roll an insight check.
I don't know.
Yeah, Merv
Right.
glances up, goes, sorry, probably ruined that batch then. Cut the heat to it. Mind giving me your recipe for that there? Seemed humane enough, I think.
Yeah, I think I could write a few notes down for you.
I just want to make it known, while they were gathering like scarecrows and everything else, I ran out of time and I just slowly came into the room out of nothing. And just a random me just hiding in a corner.
Just creak back upstairs so that you're just standing there like, oh wow, what?
I was here the whole
Whoa.
time. As the fire begins dimming and dying low, and the ashes are filling the air, there's a look of relief on Hellman's face, and he turns to you all and says, "I honestly don't think I could have done this on my own. Ever. How strange it is that you found yourselves here. Right when I was in need.
I'm sorry we couldn't do more.
No, I feel like a great weight is off of me, you know?
Good.
Cal will hand him the bottle of wine, which Cal has in this entire process uncorked and began drinking directly from the bottle. And he'll hand it to Hellman and say, would you like to tell us about her? I mean, about the good times, about some loving stories, perhaps. It'd be wonderful to get to know her.
He takes the bottle, takes a drink from it, looks at you and smiles and laughs a little bit. Hands you back the bottle and says, "You know, I'll never forget the first time I laid eyes on her. She was just this beautiful thing, like some kind of angel. I couldn't look away."
Hmm.
He proceeds to share stories of his time with his wife and how they met and fell in love and had children, and that he gave up a promising career at the Arcanium and Bastion to live a more simple life out here, away from Bastion's control, away from politics, away from everything.
If Penelope is still around, I'd like to use her to fact check his stories. Like maybe he didn't give himself enough credit, or he over embellished something of like a specific trait about her, something like that, just to cut in as like a little, uh, so he knows she's still there, if she still is.
Um, you don't sense her anymore here.
Okay, cool.
Cal will stay up and listen and drink just as long as Hellman wants to continue telling stories.
Hell yeah. He tells stories into the early morning. More wine is brought. And as the sun is rising, he gives thanks to you all for what you've done here. He says to you that you're welcome to stay, but he knows that you'll need to move on soon. So do you stay one more long rest here at Hellman Dubois' farm? Or do you continue your journey to Karakar?
I think we can afford to stay one more night.
This feels more important than a festival.
All right. You stay one more day here. He provides to you food and accommodations once more. And Merv, he gives you his recipe for the rat poison he was working on. It's a variation of like a pretty standard kind of poison, right? If you, as long as you can gather the right ingredients, which he's listing them over, and you're like, oh, we got that in the bog, you know,
Yeah.
or I got like a enhanced version of that here. Like you could supplement this with bog stuff, and the two of you kind of like talk recipes a little bit. You are much more advanced than he is in alchemy. His dabbling is really seemed to like pest control is really what it is. His area of expertise is more in enchantment and the arcane.
So like recipe, say like rat incapacitator.
Yeah, essentially it's poison. Yeah, you can make, yeah, you have a recipe for making poison. That will let you make like a simple basic poison at half the cost.
Interesting. Cool.
Cool. The long rest is had, and now the choice of how you continue your journey comes once more. Do you sorry, looking at the large map here. You are right, or like you are just like a few hours walk to the river to find a way to cross it. There is an old crossing around here that he can direct you to. Again, as he described, not suitable for animals and a little under disrepair. He hasn't used it himself in a number of years, but it was a bit rickety when he went off on it. Or you head south to the road and then cut over, or any other way that you guys see fit. Obviously, heading across is fast. Going down south adds time. It is currently evening of the 17th, and the festival is the 22nd. So you still have 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th day is the festival beginning. So still 4 days of travel easy.
How long would it take if we take the old road? Like the treacherous one? Disrepair.
Oh, the disrepair. You
Not the
arrive.
old road, but the
Yeah.
old road.
As soon as I said it, I was like, no, that's not right.
Old road. Yeah, if you cut there, then you're talking. Okay, that's 1 day into the hills, 2 days in the hills, 3rd day arrive in Karakara. So you're 3 days out if you take the Rickety Bridge, right? You
Yeah.
head down south to here. That's 2 days to the bridge south, and then approximately, so it's like 4 days if you want to take the old, like head south and take the old road over the bridge, a little more safely, or you can arrive early by going over the Rickety Bridge.
I mean, Dom's gonna want to get home as fast as possible, so that's his vote.
The rickety bridge.
You also, just so you're aware, like you have your the travel bubble. I've established that if you were to use that, because it can be continuously used for 10 hours straight, as long as someone is aware and using it that whole time. That is like 2 days travel in 10 hours. So you could arrive very, very early if you wanted to.
Well, group.
Do we need to be worried about the hills?
Probably. He did meet the hill lady.
Yeah, teeth lady.
And they move.
Wonderful.
Slowly,
So
but they
south it
move.
is.
Well, South has its own dangers as well.
If,
Will the path south move on us?
You know, nobody's ever proved that the hills actually move.
You'd like to be the first?
I'd like to be the person who proves that they don't.
Dom wants to get home, then maybe we should take the faster way. Although, if I were to have my druthers, I wouldn't mind taking the safer route.
Right. I mean, I understand that Tom wants to get home. I want him to get home too. That's why I presume we should take the known quantity.
You know, you guys,
Ember,
we can travel it for you.
We made it this far.
Mhm.
for the short route then?
For the short route, yes. Sorry if that was unclear.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that was to Ember, just making sure.
Oh, yeah, Dom was saying this too.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
I hold up the travel bubble, and I'm like, we could take the scenic route. I know we could save it, but, if everybody wants to get there fast.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I still don't believe we should use the bubble if that.
No, we ain't using the bubble now.
Got it.
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
back.
Read the room.
I put a lot of thought into that. I wanted to see the clouds. That's all that
Yeah, I
was.
mean it'd be pretty as shit and stuff, but like, we just did a whole bunch of running. We've rested now.
Ted, what was your vote?
Yeah, the short route's fine.
Okay, that's 3 and 2. Short route.
To the rickety bridge. To
All
the
right.
rickety bridge.
Hellman gives you directions on where to head to find the rickety bridge crossing, and shakes each of your hands and pets little Basar, and once again says, I can't rightly thank y'all for everything that you done for me and Penelope. If you ever need a favor, or well, I never finished my my work at the Arcanium, but I fancy myself a pretty competent arcanist, so y'all need anything regarding that, then well, you know where to find me.
Our pleasure, Mr. Duval.
You head off.
I'd like to hang
East.
back for a second.
Sure.
Just try and have a private moment with Hellman, very briefly. And just say, Hellman, you mentioned that you've spent time in Bastion and that there's nothing there for you and nothing that can help, but, Rainier certainly has some associations that you might not have had access to or even been familiar with that could potentially help. And, well, if it's a matter of connections you need, well, I don't think anyone is more connected in Bastion than I am. If
Did
you...
you say your name was again?
Kalawunax Cleftintialar. It's a pleasure. Of the Bastion Cleftintialars.
Yeah, boy, what are you doing out here?
Well, that is a very, very long story, and there are many individuals who would pay you quite well for that information. But if you do decide to head back to Bastion to try and find some help for you and Penelope, and using my name and our new friendship, if you think that will help, well, I trust you to use it wisely.
That means a lot. I appreciate you taking the time. Your family must be worried about you.
Well, perhaps, but I think they are in the process of trying to teach me a lesson. But I am quite resourceful, and I believe that it is I who will be teaching them. I wink.
Well, I hope to see you again
Calawoonax.
That would be wonderful, Helmond. I better catch up with my friends.
Hey,
Yeah.
for the road. He waves his wand a bit
Mhm.
and reaches into like a hole in reality
Mhm.
and pulls out like a little sack, and you can hear glass like clinking behind it. It's like just a few bottles.
Oh, Helmond. And I just give him a big old hug.
All right, get out of here before I raise the dead. I'm kidding. Or am I?
You little bugger. You do it too. I mean, you have.
I did. No, I think your friend would kill me if I did that. So, all right, get out of here.
Yeah. Look, everyone. I conned him out of 2 bottles of wine.
Congratulations.
Right.
Excellent. Okay, and that's where we're going to end our session.
That was excellent, Sean. Thank you.
Yeah.
that was a lot
Very
of fun.
cool.
Yeah.